Good afternoon, Westwood, and welcome to Flay High Field. We are about to kick off senior night, the pregame ceremony honoring the 2024 seniors for your Westwood Wolverines. It's going to begin shortly in the next few minutes, so we will be covering that, and then we will kick off with our normal introduction to follow. So stay tuned, folks. Senior night going to begin in a few minutes on the voice of Jay Risha.
Can't believe how many turnovers. Yes. Yes. I thought it was, I mean, I thought they
trying to decide which side I want to go on. Usually sit on this side. There's a lot more room on that side.
How much space do you take?
Oh, there's
I'm joking. I'm joking with you.
3, 4,
I'm
the
joking.
senior parents. And he has the little thing and he films
This is Halloween music? Yeah, this is at least enjoyable. Sold out, so you gotta go like on the secondary market, and like nosebleed seats were like $150.
all the way up to the top.
Pretty much.
Still got one more year.
One, she'll be a senior. Yeah, she'll be a senior.
Yeah.
Wow.
It goes by.
It does.
Little bug rat.
Heck, I remember this last year when we were on the field.
Yeah.
All the boys. I did one.
Did you?
But I didn't do it on the day, because I was like, I don't want to get caught, so I'll do it up. But I told my parents I wasn't even like. definitely.
My mother went to
Enzo's going out there too? Yeah, the whole family.
First thing
How
she looked
often
at
do you see a dog?
Yes.
How often do you see a dog? Oh, he's there with the dog. Oh, perfect. She'll go up. Yeah, Gianni was with them. Yeah, he's down there. Well, he was talking to him. He'll be going up there.
They get what teams have a chance to make the playoffs? They should. They're like, what are they, 5-2? 1-2?
They only have one loss in Tri-Valley League and one they have one conference, which is the same thing that last year's team had, except they went undefeated, but after that, as long as they stay undefeated. Depends what Norway is.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to Varsity Football Senior Night here at Westwood High School as we honor our Westwood Wolverines senior class prior to tonight's game against the visiting Ashland Clockers. In a moment, we will introduce each of our seniors one by one, beginning with our cheerleaders and continuing with our football players, and they will present flowers to their parents and family members and take photos with those loved ones. At this time, we would ask all family members to gather, if you have not already done so, in the line on the sidelines. In the meantime, if I could share just a few words for the parents and seniors on behalf of Westwood. First, a word to the parents. Parents, you have been behind your players since the beginning. Whether age 7 or 17, you have supported them in every way. They are approaching the completion of their academic and athletic careers here at Westwood High School. You are thanked immeasurably for all you have done and continue to do. Thank you, parents. Let's hear it for those parents. And a message for our seniors. Seniors, we have watched you grow from babies to kids and into the young adults you are now. We have always loved to watch you play, and there is a range of emotions as the end of the season and the end of your Westwood High days draws nearer. But as one journey ends, another begins, of course. Our wishes, may the lessons you have learned in the classroom and on this field serve you well. May the people here tonight be with you every step of the way. And may your futures be bright as you head for the next challenges that await you just around the corner. Congratulations, let's hear it for our seniors. And without further ado, let us begin our senior night. As I call each player, they will walk across to their parents and loved ones, present the flowers, and then pose for the pictures after the last player is called. Please gather once again for a final group picture. And here we go, beginning with your Westwood High cheerleaders. We have Melina Maxwell, accompanied by Amara, Judy, and Tracy. Next cheerleader is Gabrielle Bernadou, accompanied by Marie and Phil. The last cheerleader tonight is Essence Perry, accompanied by Shante, Dante, and Estelle, and her angel dad, Anthony. One more time for your Westwood senior cheerleaders. Continuing now with the Westwood High football players. Beginning with number 1, Dylan Corrigan, accompanied by Sinead and Michael, and brothers Jack and Keelan, and sister Sloan. Next for the Wolverines, number 2, Damani Cole, presenting to Nadia and DeAndre. Next is number 6, Jack Holland, presenting to Kathleen and John. Next up is number 13, Thomas Warren, presenting to Lori, Greg, and brother Chase. Next for Westwood is number 20, Dawson Rose, presenting to Rachel, Dallas, and sisters Delaney and Ryland.
I know. Trying to pull them out. $20 will give you. Yeah.
Next is number 51, Kevin Klamath, presenting to Mom Samar, Dad Samir, and sister Christy. Next up, number 53, Kevin Doherty, presenting to Kevin and Soraya. Next for the Wolverines, number 54, Sean McGregor, presenting to Elizabeth and Cassidy.
They do it alphabetically. They do it by numbers, not by. Oh yeah, you're right.
Next up, number 58, Ben Rosa, presenting to Jamie and Greg. Next up is number 90, your team manager, Zach Ventola, presenting to PA and Doug. Next up for the Wolverines, the first of our captains, number 3, Captain Drew Donegan, presenting to Mary Beth and Brian. Next for the Wolverines, number 17, Captain Charlie Toole, presenting to Heather and Charlie and sister Blaney. Our penultimate Wolverine is number 21, Captain Dante Martucci, presenting to Diana and Eddie, and brothers Johnny and Enzo. Last but not least for your Wolverines is number 69, Captain Mario Vinci, presenting to parents Laura and Joe. Seniors will now gather for one final group picture.
That's fine. I don't. Some places don't.
You could have played D3 as a couple schools.
Yeah. Yeah.
We gave his helmet to Drew. I spent like $400 on that damn helmet. He wore it for one season and gave it to $450 or whatever. Well, Mario wants to go to the big too. It seems like he wants to go to like a big school.
Oh.
No? Oh, all right.
He just wants to stay pretty low.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Well, he's applying to BC. Oh, well, I mean, those are big schools.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could probably do it over here.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry. It's just that you don't want to make it a close game. You don't want me to miss.
No, you're more important.
Sometimes you can take these windows without holding them, but yeah. I don't know if that's.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our senior night ceremony. In a few minutes, we'll begin tonight's game. Let's hear it one last time for our seniors.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'll try not to get it. No, not at all. Yeah. Okay, so that's set up for football. Yeah. Okay, all right.
How's it going? Oh, hey, Dr. How you guys doing? Nice to see you. How's everybody doing? Notre Dame's good? Yeah, awesome. How you doing? Yeah, all right.
Fans, we do have a few quick words for you before game time. Please enjoy tonight our first ever Pizza Palooza, which begins right now next to the Snack Shack. So from now until the end of the first quarter while supplies last, pizza from 5 of our favorite area pizza places is absolutely free. Please take one piece at a time, but come back as often as you like. Choose from Islington Pizza, Big Y of Walpole, Neroli Mercato and Ristorante, Westwood Pizza, and Dedham House of Pizza. And a huge thank you to all 5 of them for their generous contributions.
Good afternoon, Westwood, and welcome to Flay High Field, Westwood Media Center coverage, live coverage of TVL Large matchup between the visiting Ashland Clockers and your Westwood Wolverines. And folks, this isn't just any normal TVL Large game. There is a lot on the line for tonight's game. It's playoff implications for both teams, and we couldn't be more excited to bring this game to you folks at home. Joined, as always, folks, with Tom Lydon. I'm Morgan Donahue. Tom, how are we feeling tonight?
How you doing, Darren?
What are the vibes right now?
Well, I love the fact
Pre-kickoff.
that you, in essence, set the picture that this is a playoff game. You know,
Yes.
when you look at the power rankings in Division 4, Westwood is in right now. You know, they're in with their 5-2 record. Ashland is not, but they are just teetering on the brink. And whoever wins this game is going to assure themselves a spot in the playoffs. Whoever loses this game is likely going to be on the outside looking in. So the playoffs, in a sense, begin a week early for both of these teams, and they've both been working on a short week.
Yeah.
So Westwood comes off the win against Dedham, which was a highly entertaining game, and we should talk about that one a little
Yes,
bit.
yeah.
Ashland lost 22-19 to Holliston last week, so they're looking to bounce back.
Yep.
And you know better than anybody the type of offensive attack that Ashland is going to hit Westwood with tonight, and it's something a little bit different than what they've seen throughout the season.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of running, folks. You see a very talented running back for Ashland, number 23, Kevin Ozalumba, but they have a bunch of different running backs. They also have Amaral, Quan Amaral as well, and they have a double wing style offense. So it's really your like traditional Naval Academy offense. There's a lot going on. You're going to see the linemen with some tight splits, meaning that they're all going to be kind of bunched together. And essentially what it is there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of kick-out blocks. You got to play heads-up, smash-mouth football to be able to take that kind of offense on. And in addition to that, they'll run maybe 10, 15 plays in a row, put you to sleep a little bit on the passing side, and then they'll pop a quick touchdown pass to their tight end or their wide receiver, number 22, very talented wide receiver, Robbie Rudisil. So keep an eye on him as well. Number 22, probably one of the more talented wide receivers from watching film before tonight. Definitely one of the more talented wide receivers I've seen in the TVL. But huge game. As Tom mentioned, playoff implication. Westwood, the number 13 seed in Division 4 right now, power rankings. Ashland just outside at number 17. And, hey, you want to be in the playoffs, you got to win tonight. It's a must win. And this is also a dress rehearsal, Tom, for the team that does win, goes on to the playoffs. This is, what it's going to feel like. This is the pregame butterflies you're going to have. And this is, the execution you're going to need to do. In the big game with the lights bright, lights as bright as they are tonight, you're going to have to get it done.
You said a lot there, and I want to address it almost chronologically. I want to go back to what you were talking about as it relates to the Ashland offense.
Yep.
It's easy for people to understand that on a kickoff, the defending team, the kicking team, the players have to stay in their lanes, right?
Yep.
They have to be assignment sound. You don't want, even if the ball is over on the left side of the field, to over pursue, because as soon as you do that, of course, they're going to cut it back and you're not going to be in your position, and that's how big returns happen.
Yep.
Similarly, when you're attacking an offense like you're talking about with Ashland, you have to be assignment sound. You have to stay home. You have to assume that the ball may come your direction at any point of the play, whether it's immediately or whether they're going to bounce it outside or whether there's going to be some type of reverse action or even a RPO like we see in the NFL where the quarterback hangs on to it and may throw a pass to the flat to the tight end or may get that running back who he just faked a handoff to involved through the air. So that's a challenge.
Yes.
That's a challenge at whatever level you're playing, and that's something that Westwood's going to have to tackle tonight. You then talked about just the importance of the game and the butterflies that come with it. This is a unique setting tonight. It's Halloween.
Yes.
You know, it's going to be a very festive crowd.
Yep.
The Gridiron Club has done a great job getting people prepared for tonight. Free admission. They got the Pizza Palooza right now. Shout out to the guys who just
Yep.
brought us a pie up here to the booth.
See the Islington pizza up here.
You are forever in our thoughts, and we'll take care of you down
Yes.
the road. No question about that. But the fans are starting to line up. The students will be entering from the parking lot side over there, and they've all been encouraged to wear costumes tonight. I've got my green hat on.
Yes, yeah.
My hat that says, if I'm not sleeping, I'm watching football. So I'm ready. And it is going to be intense.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fun, but that's why you play.
Yes.
You know, you want to be in games like this, and to have the opportunity to be in a game like this against a familiar opponent who many of these guys have seen. And you got the added emotion of the fact that it's senior night.
Yeah.
And these guys are not guaranteed another home game.
Yes.
You know, they
Yeah.
play Holliston on Thanksgiving on the road. So
Yeah.
it's likely if they do get in, they're probably going to be on the road again in the playoffs next week. So this, for many of them, will likely be, possibly, not guaranteed, but the final time that they wear the green jerseys here at Flay High Field. So a lot of emotion. I anticipate at the beginning there's probably going to be some butterflies that got to work their way through. You might see some sloppy play in the first few minutes, but let's talk a little bit about the Dedham game last week. We were
Yeah.
both there.
Yeah.
36-29 win for Westwood. Dedham deserves a ton of credit for the way
unbelievable.
they ran their offense
Yeah.
and how their running game
Yes.
really chewed up the clock. It's amazing to think that many points were put up when you consider how many yards
How much
Dedham
time was,
ran
yeah,
for.
yeah, exactly.
But, you know, they tied the game up at 29-29 with, I think, roughly on the clock about 2 minutes, maybe even a little bit more. And the drive that Brad Pindell and the offense led by Jack Holland put together last week against Dedham is probably their best drive of the year, because they were able to matriculate the ball down the field, in the words of Hank Stram, ate up the clock, set themselves up for a game-winning touchdown attempt with 9 seconds or 15 seconds on the clock from the 9-yard line. And then Holland capped it off with a great pass that was hauled in the end zone by Thomas Warren, and, you know, 7-point win, 36-29. That was desperately
Ladies
needed.
and gentlemen, something you may not have known about is we have the Roach Brothers sideline suite here tonight, and we have begun a silent auction to win entry to the Roach Brothers sideline suite. That drawing for the silent auction will end at the end of the first quarter, and whoever wins, you and 3 of your friends can go and watch from the best seats in the house down in the corner there. That's the Roach Brothers sideline suite. So that silent auction is opening shortly. Go to the snack shack, see the people who have the clipboard, and make your bid. And at the end of the first quarter, somebody will get the best upgrade in seating of the night. Thank you.
So, Tom, I wanted to just add to what you were talking about in that Dedham game. That 2-minute drive, 2-minute drill at the end, is just as impressive as Jack Holland was and Warren was. Dante Martucci, it was a 3rd and long. It was about a 3rd and 10 in a critical time. Obviously they're going to go for it on 4th. You got to go out, and you got to go win the game. Big screen pass. And then not only that, there was a pass that was thrown to Charlie Toole. And I don't know if you saw it, but that crack block that Martucci had for Toole to get another 10 yards, those small things, are what create big things in these games, and that what your teammates watch and follow, get fired up for, get inspired for. When you're doing those things, what Dante Martucci did that night, it's something that sticks in the program, sticks for a while.
You're calling it a crack block.
Ladies and gentlemen,
let's talk about that for a
all of your game
second. I don't know if the
information
rules
tonight,
have changed here at the high school
including the
level.
pictured
That
roster of the Westwood
he did a
football
very good job in my mind
Yes.
keeping it legal,
Yes.
right? Because I don't know again if it's trickled down, and I should clarify that before we go much further. But that was a position where if he had peeled back and hit that defender, it could have conceivably been flagged.
Yeah.
But he got himself in the right position to free up the the receiver to get down the sideline. And, offensively, I don't have any concerns about this Westwood team.
Yeah.
What concerns me coming into tonight's game is will they be able to neutralize the run?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
the last 2 weeks, first against Norwood, second against Dedham, stopping the run has been a challenge. And in many instances, you almost wanted to say, just give us the ball back.
Yeah.
Get in the end zone, give us the ball back, we'll answer, and whoever has the ball last wins.
Westwood's offense was their best defense. It was kind of like that Peyton Manning feel from like 2007, 2008, where they had the ball in their hands last, and you figure the team that has it last is probably going to win, and Westwood did. But I agree. I think that is something that Westwood's looking to make an adjustment on. Today is a great opportunity for that. You have a great running back and Ozalumbuk, who you're going to have to get on the ground. But you're going to have to make adjustments. I think part of those runs, those big runs, have been runners who have been able to get to the outside. So being able to make adjustments on keeping contained, keeping everything inside the DNs, inside the tackle box, I think is obviously the goal for Westwood. And then being physical, being able to allow your linebackers to get downhill to make plays. It starts with the D-line. You got to get hands-on. You got to make sure that the offensive line isn't getting to the second level, allowing your linebackers, middle and outside, and even safety to get downhill and be able to, potentially make plays in the backfield or at the line of scrimmage to make big stops where it's 2nd and 10, 3rd and 7. These very manageable, downs for Westwood to get the ball back.
You mentioned strength, and I know as a football fan you're familiar with that infamous or famous Bill Parcells film from NFL Films where he says, this is why you lift all them weights. This is why you do all that stuff. Really, from this point of the season forward, it comes down to that.
Yes.
It comes down to body on body, determination, strength, and just imposing your will on your opponent. And that starts with the 4 guys up front. They're not fresh anymore.
No.
We're 7 games into this.
Yeah.
This is the 8th game of
Ladies
the year.
and gentlemen,
This
we
team
have
has
a reminder
established
for you
itself,
that there
and
is
now
a
it's time for that
50
line on both
tackle
sides, the
taking
offensive
place
and
all
defensive
throughout the
line, to really assert themselves from a strength perspective and try to establish that presence. Like, this is our house. You're not going to beat us on our field tonight.
Tom, we've covered a few games now, and we've also watched the games on the road, and we've seen guys like Holland having a terrific season, Toole, Warren, Martucci, but one group on the Westwood offensive side that probably hasn't gotten the credit that they deserve and do deserve from all season, the offensive line. They are led by offensive line coach Chisholm. But when you're looking at Peter Mills on the tackle, Mario Vinci, Gianni Martucci, Kevin Klema, Ben Rosa, these guys have been absolutely terrific. Even in the Norwood game, Norwood was blitzing almost every other play. These guys are still giving Holland 6 seconds, 7 seconds to throw the ball. They've been doing it all year, and I don't think they've been getting the credit that they deserve. It's kind of one of those positions that, it doesn't get the limelight that a receiver or running back and quarterback gets, but absolutely tremendous job they've been doing all season long.
And you mentioned the big screen pass in
Yes.
last week's game against Dedham. Number one, it hadn't been called all night.
Yeah.
And in speaking with Brad earlier this week, we talked about that, and he said, listen, they know we run the screen,
Yeah.
and they know we run the screen successfully,
Yeah.
so you have to pick and choose exactly when you're going to run it. So he held it in his pocket until the most desperate time, not even desperate, the most important time,
Yeah.
and he was able to make the play call, and the line, who you were just talking about, completed the very difficult task of the fake block,
You got to sell it. Yep.
move it out, get yourself in position to clear the way for the running back. And now, as I looked back at it, there were 3 guys who were out there. Each of them got their man, and then Dante just got right through. So he was into the second tier.
Yeah.
They didn't have to hold the blocks long,
Yeah.
right? Which is great. That's where having a weapon like Dante or Drew Donegan, who we
Yeah.
didn't even talk about yet, too. He's
Yes.
another guy who, when
Unbelievable.
in space, has been making a huge difference. So you got Warren and you got Toole
Yeah.
on either side of the field that are extending it for Jack Holland outside, and then you've got Donegan, who's really working the middle almost the way Julian Edelman does,
Yes.
or the way Danny Amendola did. That slot receiver who gets himself in a position to make a play in space and hopefully get the ball in motion
Yeah.
so that you can get those yards after a catch.
Such a physical player out there, and I remember when he was making catches and Dante were making catches, these guys were, it takes 2 or 3 guys to bring them down. They weren't going out of bounds, and they weren't going down voluntarily. They had a bee under their bonnet last week, and they were playing inspired football.
So this is going to be fun. We have the team making its way towards the field. The cheerleaders, 3 of whom are seniors themselves, they're taking the field here for the final time. The Wolverines about to bust through that senior banner. Then, of course, we're going to have our national anthem performed. And we'll be underway here very shortly. It's going to be a fun night. I'm glad you're with us. Morgan and I have a fantastic time doing this. We, of course, are under the direction of Evan Cardamino from Westwood Media Center, who does just a stellar job getting us on the air. And then Elliot Valdez and Isaac Shemin are 2 camera operators tonight. So we're ready. Hopefully you're ready. It's going to be a fun night.
Tom, as you mentioned, senior night, 3 seniors for the Westwood cheerleading. Melina Maxwell, Gabrielle Bernadou, who had an amazing fan section.
Yeah, she had the big crowd.
The big crowd, and Essence Perry. And then your senior football players, Dylan Corrigan, Damani Cole, Andrew Donegan, Jack Holland, Thomas Warren, Charlie Toole, Dawson Rose, Dante Martucci, Benjamin Hilton, Kevin Klima, Kevin Doherty, Sean McGregor, Ben Rosa, and Mario Vinci. And your Wolverines folks are taking the field. They're jacked up for a big night tonight. TVL large matchup, playoff implications on the line.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen,
We are almost
boys
ready.
and the girls.
Almost ready
And
for
welcome to Play
kickoff.
High Field in Westwood, Massachusetts for tonight's Halloween senior night game between the visiting Ashland Clockers and your Westwood Wolverines. Captains are meeting at midfield for the coin toss for the Ashland Clockers. Number 9, Kawan Amaral. Number 8, Luke O'Brien. Number 11, Devin O'Brien. Number 23, Kevin Ozalumba. For the Wolverines, number 3, Drew Donegan. Number 17, Charlie Toole. Number 21, Dante Martucci. And number 69, Mario Vinci. Ashland has won the toss and elected to receive. Wolverines will defend the south Manhattan Street side goal. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, at this time, would you please rise? Gentlemen, please remove your caps. Let us face the American flag in a symbol of unity and join Westwood's Lauren Bouza singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Lauren.
Awesome job.
Temperature at
Terrific
game
job
time
there.
tonight, 60
Lauren
degrees,
Larsa,
and our
Westwood High
spooky
School
snack shack
student
is
singing the
open to
national
soft
anthem.
drinks and
Did a
snacks.
terrific job.
She's been great, and you know, she's on it. Every time she comes up here, she waits, she gets in the zone, we give her a little fist bump, and then bam, she nails it.
Westwood's undefeated with her singing the national anthem.
I love it.
So I think we'll bring into other sports playoff games. I think we got to keep rolling it.
Yep, field hockey and volleyball get in action tomorrow,
Yeah.
get underway. It should be a lot of fun. I know that the volleyball team plays Sharon.
Yeah.
And who does the field hockey team play? Silver Lake
Lake.
making the trip up here to the multi-purpose to face the field hockey team tomorrow. So another busy night tomorrow. 2 playoff games, field hockey and volleyball for the Westwood Wolverines.
It's the best time of year. There's nothing better than the playoffs. And as you mentioned, Tom, big games like tonight, both teams, trying to obviously get into the playoffs. These are the games that we talk about on the Wolverine Report 20 years later.
You got that right. And it's been so much fun to hear those because you're so right that people remember the craziest details.
Yeah.
Someone's going to remember
Kicking off for the
that
Wolverines, number 13,
Thomas Warren was wearing those crazy green
Yeah.
neon shoes.
We'll be talking about the pizza. So the Wolverines going to kick it off. Warren sends it down the left sideline, stays in bounds. Nice kick. Picked up by Ashland, looking to advance it. They get a good chunk of yards and then taken down right around the 35. Couldn't see who was on the Westwood tackle. It looks like it might have been Jessup. I think it was Charles Jessup for the Wolverines.
Kickoff is fielded by number 20.
I'm happy to tell you, Morgan, that I was very responsible today and I brought binoculars. So it is difficult to see out of this booth. And what's funny is you look back at the video, when you watch it back, you're like,
First and 10, Ashland
they have
from
tight
their
shots
own
on the
30.
guys,
Yes.
right? So it's
Yeah.
obvious who makes the tackle
Yeah.
when you see the tight shot. And I'm like, well, we sound pretty stupid because we didn't see the guy from as far away as we were. So I got the binocs. I'm ready to rock. Look at this
So
formation.
Ashland right away in their double wing offense. They're going to pitch it off to number 9. He's fighting downhill. He breaks the first tackle, gets outside, and he's going to get some additional yardage taken down at the 40. So a big gain for about 20 off the first run by Ashland. And that was number 9, Amaral for Ashland, one of their top running backs, also one of their captains.
First and 10, Ashland at the Westwood 39.
And right back to it goes Ashland. So that was another run play for a gain of about, call it 5.
Yeah, they're obviously
23, Kevin
going quick,
Yeah.
and that's the game plan here to
Ashland
catch
quarterback
Wolverines
is
off
number
guard.
11, Devin O'Brien.
So Ashland has Devin O'Brien, who's typically been the backup. The starter's been Nolan Soderberg for most of the games that I've seen. But Soderberg's more of the passer. O'Brien's more of the runner. He's going to pitch it again to Amaral. Amaral up the middle. Gets hit by a Westwood player and taken down.
Initial hit by Dante
52,
Martucci.
like Martucci with the tackle, and it's going to be second down and about 1.
All right, we're going to work out the hand signals. I'm going
Yes.
to give you the numbers, all right? I'm going to give you the numbers. So that's 2-1. That was Martucci when I see it.
The quarterback keeper fakes the toss, and it looks like he's able to get a couple yards for the first down. Yeah, they're going to move the sticks.
Devin O'Brien on the keeper.
So O'Brien on the keeper did a little
Brought down by Keelan McDonald.
Little
First and
spin
10,
on the
Ashland.
fake. He's going to keep it again. So same play, back-to-back plays. Tackled by Vinci on the play.
And you're getting a sense of how difficult this type of offense is to defend, even if they go back and huddle up. But it's clear that Ashland's got a series of plays already set to run.
Right back to it. Going to be handed off to the left wing, who goes up the middle and gets a chunk for about 8 yards. Amaral's going to get a first down for Ashland. So Ashland right off the bat getting some solid gains for 3 first downs already. Pitch again. This is to the traditional running back for Ashland, Kevin Ozalumba. Keep an eye on him, folks. Very talented player for Ashland. Plays on both sides of the ball. He's one of the linebackers. Terrific athlete for Ashland. He's the left wing.
Down by Ben Rosa.
They're going to hand it off to him on a jet sweep. But great job by the Wolverines. Initially
Ozalumba,
looked
the
like
ball carrier.
Vinci was able to get a hand on the player. No, that was Ben Rosa. So Rosa got
Down by
a hand on it. He was able to break that
Mario
tackle and get an
Vinci.
additional 2 yards, and it's going to make it third down with about 4.
It is third down and about 3.
Quarterback keeper. He's got some room, and he's able to advance it. And that's going to be close.
And that's Rosa again.
Yeah.
This is insane. This is unlike anything this team has seen against them
No.
all season. So it's just going to be a matter of adjusting and understanding, and I don't know how you try to slow this down, whether it's through defensive substitutions, but if you do that, you don't have your best players on the field, so it's a, pick your poison type of defense here. You just got to figure out a way to try to slow this down, and you can see that Ashland, now that they're close inside the 10-yard line, they're trying to figure out the best way to try to punch it in.
Yep, it's first and goal. We're going to stick with the same double wing offense. Going to send Ozalomba in motion, and he's going to go back into the wing spot.
Number 3, Ben Atherton, lined
So
up.
they have a new quarterback, Ben Atherton, in there.
There's no play.
So there's no play. Looked like a timeout was called. Ashland. So Ashland looking to make an adjustment, but you know what? You mentioned, Tom, what does Westwood need to do? From an adjustment standpoint. First, you got to get hands on. You got to get hands on the guy in front of you, and you got to maintain your line of scrimmage. Second, you got to be able to rip off the block. You got to rip off the block to be able to make plays. The linebackers got to get downhill. What you're gonna have to do for pass coverage, you're going to have to go man on man. So you have an extra guy, safety, who can come down in the box and provide some help. But it starts with get hands onto those linemen. There's some big linemen on Ashland. And also, you got to be vocal. The sideline's got to tell you what's going on. Is it a sweep? Is it a keeper? To help your players know where the ball is, because it's hard to see. It's hard to see when you get everyone crunched together like this.
This is interesting to me. Of course, Ashland may score on this very next play, and I'll eat my words. But a first guest here, I'm surprised that they slowed it down.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're going down the field as effectively as they are, why at this stage you kind of gather your breath? I mean, the Wolverines were clearly on their heels.
Yep.
Ashland had all the momentum, and we'll see if that benefits the green right here.
So it's first and goal. Take it up the middle. It looked like it was Amaral, and he takes it to about the 1. So
Amaral, the ball carrier.
We're going to have first and goal, or second and goal, with right around the 2-yard line. They're going right back to it. He's looking to QB sneak it right up the middle, and he gets the touchdown. So impressive opening drive for Ashland. Took the opening kickoff all the way down on the first drive for a touchdown, and they are up 6-0 already on Westwood.
Methodically 64 yards down the field in less than 4 minutes. I mean, they were running that offense at a lightning pace. I would think they probably got in about 10, 11 plays. They were running that thing so quick.
Without a single throw, all runs. Point after attempt. And the kick is good. It's going to be a clean 7-0 after that touchdown. Ashland did their job right off the bat. Getting the first touchdown, that's the goal that every coach says. We need to get on the board early, score that first touchdown when we have the ball in our hands. So
now when you have the ball, you get a chance to dictate your own pace, and I'll be curious to see what sort of pace that is. I will make a note on that PAT. Kicker can kick.
He can,
so he can put it in there from a great distance. So field goals are in play for the clockers here, and that's what you also take note of early in a game. How are they actually executing their special teams? Good snap, good hold, good kick, strong leg. Things all to keep in mind.
Tom, as you saw last week, extra points do matter. There was at the end of the game, Dedham was going for 2, and they actually made it, but there was a penalty. So these after point attempts are a big deal, and it forces you to sometimes have to change your game if you have to get back into the game by going for 2 to tie it up. It's these are pivotal things in the game. It might seem not like a big deal early on, but deep into games they come back to haunt you sometimes. So Wolf is going to kick it off for Ashland. It's a good kick, heading towards the right sideline, and it's going to go out of bounds. So Westwood's going to get that ball right around the 40.
What's interesting in high school sports is that typically if you're at the collegiate or pro level, the defensive coordinator could gather his guys on the bench, talk a little bit about what just happened, and then start to make adjustments in real time. You don't get the opportunity to do that in high school sports because so many of your best players are going both ways. Truth be told, I wouldn't be surprised if next time Ashland gets the ball, not a bad idea to call a timeout, to get your team on the same page and just talk a little bit about what you experienced in that first drive. But it starts with the Wolverine offense at this point executing, controlling the ball, and controlling a little bit of clock themselves. Listen, Ashland's going to get it. They're going to move it fast. When you have the ball, let's chew up some time and get the weapons involved.
8 minutes, 16 seconds on the clock. Holland's going to be in shotgun. He's got Martucci behind him. Warren up at the top of the screen. Charlie Toole at the bottom of the screen. He's going to take the snap. We got a flag on the field. Throw his far side to Warren. Warren picks up about 9. I'm not sure what the flag was, but it was basically on the snap. Timing was on the snap. Might have been a illegal formation. Yeah, it looks like an illegal formation on Westwood. It's going to be 5-yard penalties. So most likely they had probably too many people on the line, and that will get the automatic flag for illegal formation. It's going to bring a 1st and 15 ball on the Wolverines' own 30. Same setup as the previous play. Holland takes a snap, and he's going to go down, sacked. Sacked by number 11, Devin O'Brien, who's also the quarterback for Ashland. So big play by Devin O'Brien to get a sack on 1st down, and that's going to be another loss of 7, which is going to make it 2nd and 22 for the Wolverines.
Not ideal, but not a killer, right?
No.
Just chip away here. Listen, you've got yourselves, this is going to be field position at this point. If nothing else, you're thinking about how to flip the field, get a good punt, and pin them down deep. Get yourself 15 yards over these next 2 plays.
Holland's looking far side. He's looking for Martucci. It was a difficult ball to catch. The ball got deflected, made it difficult to catch, an incomplete pass there. So it's going to bring a 3rd and 22 for the Wolverines. Do you see a screenplay here? I think you save it for later in the game, but this is the type of plays where you get the 22 yards, 23 yards, and more. Also, though, you are in your, deep in your defensive zone. For the most part, you got to play some of these conservatively.
Yeah, I think I play max protect and try to get one of your guys one-on-one in space.
Yep. Holland gets the snap. He's looking far side, throws a great ball. Oh, just overthrew Warren on a post route.
And that's what they did. They kept Dante Martucci in to help with the protection. The last thing you want there on 3rd down when you're already pinned back 3rd and 22 is to suffer another sack, which makes it then 4th and 29. You don't want to lose that field position. So I like the play.
Yep.
It was just a few strides off from being a big play, and if that had happened, it would have changed the whole momentum. But now, need a good snap, good kick, good coverage on this punt.
Yes. Warren is back for the punt, kicking for the Wolverines. Ozalumba is back to receive for Ashland. Kick by Warren is a good one. Ozalumba catches around the 35, and he's tackled immediately by a host of Wolverines. Corrigan on the play. Rose on the play, and Will Sesselman.
We do have a flag
down. There's a flag by the line of scrimmage. So was there, might have been a hit, a late hit. Yeah, personal foul. Ran into the kicker. But I don't think it's going to give Westwood the ball back, but we'll see where it impacts.
Yeah, they called 1st down.
Oh, 1st down, okay. Yeah, the offense having a conversation, so big play.
I was watching the ball. I didn't even see the collision.
Yeah.
But obviously, if they're calling roughing and not running into,
yes,
that is what makes it a 1st down.
Automatic,
right? So when you get that running into, that is somewhat incidental contact, and they tack off the yardage. And if that happens to be the yardage you need for the 1st down, great, good for you. But in this case, huge break for the Wolverines that, listen, shake the cobwebs out. Clearly not the start you wanted, but now you have a gift-wrapped opportunity for you where the other team made a mistake, and what are you going to do to capitalize on it?
You got to take full advantage of this. Westwood had a few of these in the Norwood game, and they did not take advantage. I'm sure head coach Brad Pindell was saying, we got to take advantage of this, boys. Gift-wrapped opportunity. Martucci takes it downhill, and he's going to get 5. Tom, one thing you mentioned we're seeing a lot of guys on both sides of the ball, so you don't have that opportunity to really have those conversational adjustments with your guys. But one thing you can do is when you play a physical brand of football, it's a war of attrition. When you're getting physical plays every single snap, it's a long game that's where you can really get an advantage. And Martucci with the hard run gains another 6, and it's going to be a Westwood first down.
I love this because now, to your point, they get to dictate what happens on the field. The guys up front are like, hey, let us dictate what happens. Let us get physical. Let us try to impose our will a little bit on this Ashland team. And unfortunately, it looks like Dante's limping a bit as he walks off the field. Hopefully that's not serious. But running the ball at this stage is a great move, and they bring Dawson Rose in to replace Dante in the backfield.
One physical guy to another physical guy. Big running back, Dawson Rose. He had a big game versus Medway earlier this year, and they're going to go right to him. And he gets initially tackled at the line of scrimmage, able to get a yard after the initial contact. So a hard-fought yard for Rose. It's going to bring up a 2nd and about 9.
And what's good about that is it's Dawson's first carry of the night, probably earlier than he expected. He's coming out, so good to see that Dante wasn't shaken up that bad. But I like the fact that Dawson gets a touch because the next time he's not going to be as hesitant, right?
Yeah. He's game ready now. That once you get that first crack of the shoulder pads, you're game ready. Hand off to Martucci. He's going downhill. He's got some room, and he gets another 10. First down, Westwood.
You can almost sense that the offensive line said, hey, why don't you get on our back?
Yes. He was running behind younger brother on the block there, Gianni Martucci, who's been doing a terrific job at center for Westwood. Whole line, though, we highlighted them early. Peter Mills, Mario Vinci, Gianni Martucci, Kevin Klema, Ben Rosa. Terrific all season. Making big holes for Dante to run downhill. We got 2 receivers down low. It's going to be a handoff up top to Senjik. Senjik breaks the first tackler and able to get a gain of about 1.
You look at the sideline, and Dante's like, I'm going back in, right?
Yes.
You can just get the sense on the sideline. He goes, okay, I needed a breather, but am I going back in? And it doesn't look as though they are sending him back in on the second play. But again, similarly, Brendan Senjik gets a touch, and now all of these guys feel more in the flow of the game.
He's a tough kid. If you remember in the Dedham game, Dante was on the field for a little bit. He had an injury, came back, and then had that big 2-minute offense to allow the Wolverines to score the game-winning touchdown. Holland takes a snap. He's looking near side, overthrows Warren, which is going to bring up a 3rd down. So 3rd down upcoming, 3rd and about 10.
We'll have more of an opportunity as the game progresses to talk about the job that Jack Holland has done. But talk about a kid who has seized the opportunity and left little doubt that he's the right guy under center. He has led this team offensively. They have responded to him. He's got a rapport with his receivers. And, you're going to live and die on what he does there under center.
He had ice in his veins at the end of that Dedham game. So we're going to have trips receivers down low, a single receiver up top. Martucci going to help out in blocking. Holland is going to run it outside for a couple, and he gains about 3. So decision to be made here. It's going to be about 4th and 7. Ball is right around the 37-yard line.
It will be 4th down and 7. Wolverines.
So your options, right? Yeah. If you punt it, you could conceivably, with a perfect punt, pin him inside the 10-yard line, give him a long field.
Yeah.
If nothing else, if they do not get this, if it's an incomplete pass, you're roughly where that punt had landed and where they returned it to 3.5 minutes ago. So it's eating up time.
On 4th down, I've seen about 3-4 passes go to Charlie Toole. Is he looking for him here? He was looking for, it looks like, Jessup, and the pass is broken up. So turnover on downs. Nice play by the Ashland defensive back, and Ashland's going to take over the ball right around 37-yard line.
So to my point, when they had fielded the punt, they were tackled at the 38.
Yeah.
So you have another additional yard here. You took some time off the clock, and the offense got some cobwebs out. So that was not lost in what we just saw there over the course of the last 3.5 minutes. That was a very important stretch for Westwood because now the defense has to step up and then get the ball back so that your offense can kind of build on some of that momentum.
They got a little flow going, they get the confidence going, but also put some doubt in the Ashland defensive. Westwood, has a lot of different weapons they can go with. It's going to be a sweep pass, but Wolverines able to get him in the backfield. Tackled by Martucci. Rose. It looked like also Pindell out there for the tackle. So great job. Wolverines are able to break through the line of scrimmage and get the tackle for loss. Going to make it 2nd and 11.
2nd down and 11.
Just what you needed coming out of that change of possession. Now the pressure is shifted back over to Ashland. And again, in my opinion, they still have the momentum. They just put together a fantastic 64-yard drive, so the defense has to keep it up.
2nd and 11, 3 minutes, 16 seconds on the clock left here in the first quarter. Going to be a sweep to Ozolumbik, and he's able to get some positive yards.
Ozolumbo, the ball carrier.
He's going to be about a gain of about 10. He's going to be a yard short of the first down.
And that gives you a taste of what he's able to do. Don't allow that kid to get in space, because even if he has a little hint of daylight, he's going to hit it, and he's not afraid of contact either. He got into that second tier, laid down the shoulder, and got himself probably an additional 2-3 yards.
A gain of 10 on the play, and it is 3rd down and 1.
So Ashland kind of doing a rotation of quarterbacks. They got Devin O'Brien in there now. And they're going to go QB sneak right up the middle for a first down.
Yeah, it's almost a high school version of the tush push right there. It's not really, but they're just using momentum, and that was a quarterback sneak that went 5 yards.
Yep.
Gain of 2 on the play.
They'll do that 10 plays in a row if they have to. These running teams, they will continue to rinse, repeat if it keeps getting positive yardage, and why stop? So they're going to have first down on the 51-yard line. Or the 49-yard line, correcting myself here. 49-yard line. As we're getting close to 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Amaral able to make a couple moves, and he gets about 5.
Amaral, the ball carrier.
He takes it down to the 45, Westwood's 45. The 51-yard line. Oh, it's beauty.
We're playing Canadian football here for a second.
Yes.
It's all good. No, but you know what? I understand what you meant. You're 51 yards away from the end zone.
Exactly. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 4. This is what you see, too, with these running offenses. They're going to take their time in between the plays, allow the clock to continue to tick off, and it feels like a stranglehold when you play against an offense that is up on you and continuing to run.
Next minute 22, folks.
O'Brien going to take it himself. Wolverines able to keep him at the line of scrimmage. He picked up maybe 1. A good job by the Wolverine defense there. It looked like O'Malley on the tackle.
Yep, first time we've seen Murphy O'Malley involved in a tackle there. I had a chance to watch the game last week with his dad, Joe, along with Eddie Martucci, who we'll bring into the booth a little bit later here. And those guys get into it, man. They're pretty intense. Yeah. It's fun to be around the parents of these players, and it's fun to see the parents of these players, most notably the seniors, on a night like this, be celebrated and be recognized as Jay Reisha recognized them before the game.
O'Malley had a big field goal block last week that was very consequential. They're going to be a toss to Amaral, and he stopped right around the line, but they keep him just short. We'll see on the ref spot. Looks very close.
First point of contact was certainly back 2 or 3 yards, but give him credit because Amaral kept moving. And it looks like he probably got it. It's going to be super close. I wouldn't be surprised if we even see those chains come out.
We're seeing the sign of official timeout. So I think we are going to see the chains. It's been a while since I've seen the chains come out. Usually the spot, you get a good look. But it just shows you how close this is. But positive, though, allowing Westwood to get a little breather here, make some adjustments.
Got it.
First down, Ashland.
Just by a nose. The binocs don't lie.
So Westwood making some adjustments. You got Peter Mills now in on the defensive line for the Wolverines. One of their top offensive linemen, and he's looking to help on the rush defense on the defensive line. So that's good. Looks like Ashland's going to allow the clock to run down to complete the end of the first quarter. So after 1 quarter of action, Ashland 7, Westwood 0. We're going to take a quick break, folks. We'll be right back.
Ashland 7, Westwood 0. Fans, Westwood Football's official strength and performance sponsor this year is Carson's.
There's magic associated with high school sports that's hard to quantify. Legends are born.
And they put it in the back of the net.
Memories are made. And smiles come across our faces. These are the moments we talk about forever. They become part of our history. They define us. At Arch Orthodontics, we know how important it is to engage with our community, how critical it is to empower these defining moments. And in a sense, we define our community too. We build confidence. We make the smiles that light up the field, the rink, the gym, and the court. And we do it with a dedication to excellence, just like our athletes who inspire us every time they put on a Westwood uniform.
Welcome back, folks. Ashland with the ball on the 40-yard line. They're going to go right up the middle and gain some positive yardage.
That's crazy. I mean, 10 yards on that play right there. And I want to bring in Eddie Martucci, the father of two of the players on the field here, and we appreciate it. I know you have a lot of intensity in your blood right now because you got two kids out on the field, but you've done such a great job with the Gridiron Club this year. We wanted to give you an opportunity to talk specifically about tonight because, you know, given the challenge of it being a Thursday night, being Halloween, I'm very impressed with the crowd and all the stuff that you did. So when you feel like chatting about it here after working calls to play, go for it.
I mean, hand off to Ozalumba going on the outside. He's got some space. And tackled, it looked like, by Senjik.
Yeah, thanks.
On the play.
Thanks, guys. It's Gridiron Club is really the big group in town here that supports the season. Takes a village. There's a lot of people that are involved. And one of the things we do is fund a lot of the activities that the boys need. But the other thing is to try to get the energy up. And this turnout tonight is absolutely awesome. Really loving it.
Well, I know we're going to give you the opportunity, and hopefully we get a couple stops here so that you can, to talk about this offense because it's unlike one we've seen all season.
O'Brien's going to keep it himself. Not much room there on the initial line, and he's taken down. It looks like McDonald on the tackle and Rose.
I'm sure your guys have talked about the challenge of facing this sort of offense. What kind of chatter has there been in the Martucci house this week?
A lot of chatter. I'm personally not a fan of this offense. No. I know there are a lot of people in the state trying to get this offense out of the rule books because it's really misdirection. We used to run this stuff in flag football as a joke play. But in any case, what's really hard is you can't see who has the ball across the field. So it's very little strategy. It's more about manning up, blocking every possible gap. And on defense, you're cracking heads, and there's about 6 misdirections, and the ball is hidden. So it's a hidden ball trick and very difficult unless you tackle everyone on the field.
O'Brien under center. He's going to keep it himself again. And we got a flag on the field, and it looks like it's going to be a hold most likely on Ashland.
As we're waiting for that to be adjudicated, what a night last Friday for Dante, celebrating his birthday, his 18th birthday. All he said in the article we wrote about him in Westwood Living was that he wanted to beat Dedham on his birthday.
He did.
So mission accomplished, and he certainly performed at a really high level. Was that a cool night for your family?
I mean, it was incredible. And if you know Dante, if anyone who knows him, what he cares most about is competition. So he wasn't lying when he said that in the Westwood Living article. And we were just hoping, you know, he was banged up earlier in the season and he was working his way back. We were hoping he was able to come out and have a big night, and he did. And really it was all the seniors. I think across the board the seniors stepped up on a win that was absolutely necessary last week. So really proud of him, really proud of everybody.
So face mask called on Westwood. Ashland's going to have the ball deep in Westwood territory. But Westwood line doing a good job holding the line of scrimmage. And we got a flag thrown as well, so we'll see what side of the ball that is on. But a good initial defense on the D line for the Wolverines, able to hold that line of scrimmage for no gain. As you mentioned, flag on the field. Eddie, question I have for you.
Yeah.
We had Dante on the podcast, and I asked him, you know, what's your favorite sport? Is it football or is it lacrosse? And he says he likes them equally. It's all, you know, it depends what season. As a father, do you have a favorite sport you like to watch Dante play, or is it the same answer that Dante gave?
Similar answer, because they're very, very different sports, right? This football comes in very punk-take games. You get once a week, and the intensity is unlike any other sport. You know, lacrosse is something he's playing at the next level, and it's really I'll let this go.
QB sneak up the middle. Ashland on the 2-yard line, and a touchdown for Ashland. So 2 consecutive penalties allowed Ashland to advance that ball right around the 2, and they put it in for 7. And they're up 13-0 on Westwood with an extra point to follow.
We were talking about how difficult it is to try to regroup your defense because so many of them play on both sides of the ball.
True.
And this is the type of attack that they've never seen. or very rarely seen. So you almost need that time to like, hey guys, here's what we're seeing out there, and they're going to have to figure out a way to everybody get on the same page.
No, you're right. They have a lot of guys going Ironman, and on top of that, I mean, you notice they're running tempo. Ashland is running tempo, so it's a physical offense, but they're also running, with 10 seconds between plays. So it's tiring people out, and there's not a lot of time on the sideline. So the coaches have seen this before, so I'm confident they're going to be able to adjust. But this is not the start we wanted, right?
And you got to stay disciplined because they have not thrown a pass yet, and their percentage of pass per touchdown is very high. It's I'd say if they threw 30 passes all year, they probably have about 15 touchdown passes just from putting teams to sleep on defense.
Element of surprise, right?
Yeah. All right, we're going to get you off the headset so you can go scream as you deserve to scream. But congratulations to you. I know a special night for all the senior parents. So it was nice to see you down there with your family and your 2 sons. So thanks for joining us. Great job with the Gridiron Club, and enjoy the rest of tonight.
Thanks a lot, guys. Really appreciate all you're doing. I know Dante and Gianni, my 2 guys that I'm most proud of. They talk about you guys a lot. We love the energy you've brought, and the entire senior class deserves a huge, huge applause this year because what they brought since their freshman year was a level of intensity that I think continued to grow. So really appreciate it, guys.
Good stuff. That's Eddie Martucci from the Westwood Gridiron Club, and a proud dad tonight with 2 of his boys out on the field.
Return by Westwood by number 8. He's got some space. He's just got the kicker and makes it inside. It takes it all the way down to the 15-yard line. What a return for the Wolverines. Number 8, Constantino Giannopoulos. Huge, just what Westwood needed, Tom.
Who's going to step up? And someone's got to raise their hand.
Young kid.
And sometimes it's people who you don't expect.
The sophomore.
And this is what you were talking about in years to come.
Yes.
When guys talk about plays that make a difference, they're going to say, oh my God, how about that kickoff return?
Constantino Giannopoulos. Huge return. They have him spotted right around the 18-yard line. The Wolverines are going to go to work from there. And they have their base offense in. Warren on the near side. Toole up top. Martucci next to Holland. Holland looking to pass. He holds it. He's looking the other way. He's got Warren in the end zone. And Ashland was able to get a hand on that. Defended by Ashland, number 4, Hugo Rossi on the play.
Interesting, Morgan. That was a play. Only 2 guys went out, right?
Yeah.
They're really focusing on pass protection at this point and trying to get Warren and Toole open in space. It's been so successful all year.
Yeah.
But now let's take a peek at Donegan, right? Lining up on the left side there in that wing position.
Throw him into the mix. He ain't going down easy, but he's also a good blocker. With a big block there, allows Martucci to get downhill. We got 2 more flags. The first 2 flags we saw down the far end, Tom, both were face masks. We'll see what we have here. It's a physical run. Refs are going to have a conversation about it. Head official tonight is Tom LeBlue. He's going to signal what the call is. He's running towards the Westwood sideline. So face mask on defense. So big gift for the Wolverines. They're going to get a first down, and they're going to advance that ball deeper into Ashland territory. So 3 face masks in the last 2 minutes. Did not have that on my bingo card.
No, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right?
Big opportunity for the Wolverines here. Cut the lead in half. Got Toole up top. You got Donegan, the tight end, up top as well. Warren down low. They're going to send Toole in motion. Hand it off to Martucci. He's got some space. Gets downhill for a gain of about 8 and down to the 1-yard line. So a nice, tough run. It was a great play call by Coach Pindell. He had Toole working in motion, which allowed more space for Martucci to get downhill.
I like everything we've seen here, right? First play, let's take a shot at the end zone. Second down, let's assert ourselves physically. And now, since that worked, you got the benefit of the face mask call. Let's keep it on the ground. Let's let these guys up front try to flex their muscles a little bit and power this ball home.
We got a jumbo look right now. We got Dawson Rose, big, tough, physical guy, and fullback in front of Martucci. The handoff goes to Martucci, and a great block in front, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Westwood!
Touchdown, Wolverines!
All started from The huge return
2-yard touchdown
from Constantino Giannopoulos. Brought it all the way down to the 15. Martucci with 2 big physical runs. Puts it in the end zone there for the touchdown, and Wolverines looking to get the extra point to cut this lead in half.
I was watching practice a bit earlier this week, and talk about a kid who can kick.
Yeah.
This kid can kick right here.
I saw him in the warm-ups. He was kicking 30, 40-yarders.
Extra point try. Holland holding.
And a great kick there to get the extra point.
Try successful.
So after that touchdown, puts the Wolverines on the board for 7. Ashland 14, Westwood 7. 8 minutes remaining here in the first half.
Exactly what you needed, and I love the fact that it came from an unexpected source.
Unbelievable, sophomore. And that we'll be talking about this. These kids, most importantly, will be saying, remember that 70-yard return by Constantino Giannopoulos. He was inspired. He was running downhill. He had the kicker to beat. He beat him, but the kicker did a good job to make it a little bit more difficult to get around him, which allowed him to be tackled right around the 15. Can only imagine if he took that to the end zone for a touchdown, this place would have gone nuts.
We have a field goal contest, the 3rd edition.
So let's see how Westwood bounces back from a big drive like that. Inspiring drive.
And in the 3rd quarter upcoming, we're going to be giving away $500.
It's going to be kicked off by Warren. Sometimes we see Warren do a little pooch kick, which sometimes Westwood can get a turnover. This one is bouncing still. Wolverines looking to chase it down. Can they get on it inside the sidelines? Let's see what we see from the official. They're going to say Ashland ball. So it either went out of bounds or Westwood got on top of it with a foot out of bounds, which would be an Ashland ball. So Ashland ball going the other way, right around the 28-yard line. And let's see what Westwood has on defense. Any adjustments they're able to make after the last couple drives.
So we've seen 2 Ashland drives. One of them a 64-yard touchdown drive. The second one a 63-yard touchdown drive. Aided by a couple of penalties the last time, but somehow, some way, they're going to have to figure out a way to slow this down and figure out what they can do to stop Ashland's sneaky attack.
Got Ty Pindell out there at outside linebacker, number 5. So QB keep up the middle. He's got a couple linemen he's running behind and tackled by Rose. And we got a flag on the field. I think it might be another face mask, which would be 4 if it is.
Amaral, the ball carrier. Tackled by Dawson Rose, and there is a flag on the play.
Another face mask. Yep. And it's on Westwood. So Westwood with 3.
Face mask.
Ashland with 1 face mask. I believe the face mask was on the tackle. That's going to be an automatic first down. So we're going to spot the ball right around the 36. Second and 3. So it looks like the face mask was added to the run. This is weird. Unless
could be one of those incidental 5-yard face mask penalties.
Good point. Yeah.
Probably slid his hand across the mask as he made the tackle.
No malintent. The QB sneak up the middle. Oh no, it was a handoff. It looks like Amaral has it. Amaral looking to break through. Breaks through the first line of defense and then tackled by, it looks like, McGregor.
Impressive run.
Yeah,
I mean, if you think about the yardage adds up, right? I wouldn't be surprised if Amaral is pushing 100 yards already on the night, given how successful they've been on the ground. One thing we don't have is a statistician. We got to do that next time.
Yes.
So we can understand exactly how many yards they got. I love this call. This is just, you got to get the guys together and you got to talk about it. You got to figure out, give them a breath. The coaching staff has seen things on the sideline like they want to convey to the players, and this is a perfectly called timeout at a pretty critical juncture of the game.
Westwood Football's official dinner sponsor this year is Neroli Ristorante and Mercado. Neroli Ristorante and Mercado. Located in Islington and founded by Westwood's own Mike DeSaro, Neroli offers both a traditional market with fine Italian imports, grab-and-go meals, and the best made-to-order sandwiches in town, and a fine dining Italian restaurant.
We are back, folks. So
Neroli is also the
Check out the fan section we got tonight. Look at all the costumes. What a fun night, Halloween game night. You don't have that too often, Tom. You had yourself a great Halloween costume on with your girlfriend Danielle. It was awesome. It's one of the funnest nights of the year is Halloween, in my opinion.
It really is. And, there was that point where you're like, what are we going to do, right? What are the kids going to do? That is a fantastic job by all of the kids making the commitment to be here.
Yeah.
And maybe it was the free pizza. Maybe it was the free pizza.
Pizza sells. Pizza sells. And you had your choice. You had your choice with some of the best in the area. So Ashland's going to have it first down and 10 on the 41-yard line. You're going to hand off to Ozalumba. He shakes a couple tacklers, works his way into the middle of the field. He's going to get about 6 yards on the run. So a big run, even more. So about 7 yards on the run.
Games change momentum quickly, and this may change, but it seems to me this is going to be one of those shootout type of games. And so what has to happen for that to be the case is Westwood's got to make one stop.
Got to get a stop.
They got to make one stop and even this thing up and say, all right, let's go. The game's a bit more, it's a bit shorter, but let's see if we can match each other score for score.
A stop or a turnover will do. Second and about 4. Hand off to Ozalumba. He's able to get through the first line, and he's the second line of defense and tackled by Brendan Senjik. So that's going to be a first down run, hard run. He's very squirmy out there. The initial tackler, that's not enough.
Hey, this is different. I know that the Westwood defense has struggled against the run this year, but this is different. This is not the way they've been struggling. This is just trying to figure out the offense that's coming at you. It's not your traditional, hey, we're going to step back 3 yards and give it to the tailback. This is, who knows where it's going.
That's where you need to start blitzing, Tom. If you can get into the backfield and create some disruption, especially with some of these pitches up the middle, that's where they have to bounce out, and you have guys out there that can make some plays in the backfield. But got to get some guys through that line of scrimmage. Hand off to Ozalumba. There's a lot of traffic there, and we got another flag on the play. I didn't see any.
There is a flag on the play.
I didn't see anything that looked like a potential face mask. So we might have our first hold on the play on Ashland would be my guess. So it's hold on Ashland.
Penalty against Ashland.
So these are big things, Tom. To get a stop is making it difficult where it would be first and 20 now. If Westwood can get a couple stops and have a very difficult third down for Ashland to convert, this is where it starts.
What you can't have happen is, as crazy as it sounds, don't get frustrated.
Yeah.
You're losing, yes, you've given up a lot of yards on the ground, yes, but don't allow that to wear on you, because it does only take a couple of plays to turn the tide right here. Your hope is that you start figuring this out. The coaching staff gets in your ear and gives you some tips. You're experiencing it now, but just generally speaking, having played, this would drive me crazy. But you'd be out there on defense, and it would just drive you crazy, this type of attack.
Bend, don't break. Be opportune when you get fortunate bounces or fortunate penalties like this. You got to take full advantage. It's going to be first and 20. QB keep up the middle and taken down in the backfield. Tackled by O'Malley, a big play, and he's fired up. I love to see that, Tom. Get these guys fired up, feed off each other, one play at a time. But as mentioned, O'Malley had some big sacks last week and had that big field goal block, which was very consequential when you think about what the score was at the end of the game.
Tall kid, lanky kid, somehow figures out ways to kind of get through lanes sometimes. He isn't always running people over, but he's squirmy. Good way to describe him.
Second and about 17. It's going to be a pitch, looks like to Amaral. Amaral able to get downhill. Held by Toole. Toole makes the tackle on a big gain by Amaral. So Amaral able to make up for most of that yardage, which is going to bring up about a 3rd and 5.
So two things in play here. I would think this is two-play territory.
Yep.
You're going to try to run it twice and get the first down. But if not, say they lose a couple yards, what did we see in the first quarter from their kicker? Right? He can make field goals.
Yeah.
But you could imagine that what they're going to try to do here is run the ball once, if not twice, to convert.
Well, this is typically where you might see a pass, Tom.
Ooh.
If they're going to go for it on 4th down, this is where they might go for that pass, see if the defense is sleeping. And we got an offside, big play. So offside on Ashland's going to move it back 5. Oh, no, defense. They're going to say encroachment. So there was encroachment on the play, and it's going to be most likely an automatic first down.
That's a quick call, and Brad's not happy about it.
I think the officials are going to talk about it.
know,
So are they going to were they set off? Was that player set, or excuse me, was there movement for that player to cross the line of scrimmage? So they're going to have a conversation.
You may have a tacky situation here where it's like, did he jump and get himself back?
Yeah.
But they threw the flag. It's
yes.
They're going to call on Ashland.
So it's on Ashland. So most likely someone caused the Westwood player to go off. So a big play. So now it's 3rd and 9. So that's a big. You got to take advantage. These are big plays opportune plays for the Wolverines to get out of here with a stop, get the ball back in their hands, go the other way.
So with 3:30 on the clock, approaching that here in the second quarter, are we going to see the first pass of the night from Ashland?
I think they were going to do it on the last play. Here, I think they're going to run. I think they would expect it here, and they want to do it when you're not expecting, or unless they have to, and I don't think they have to just yet. So O'Brien at under center. He's going to pitch it to Amaral. Amaral looking to get outside, and he's got some room.
Amaral, the ball
he's going to be tackled, and there's a flag on the play. Definitely a hold. He's going to bring it back. Tackled by Ben Rosa. Ben Rosa, who's been terrific. He's had a couple games this year with 14 tackles, 12 tackles. Just an absolute machine on the defensive side of the ball. So a hold on Ashland's going to bring that ball back. So it's going to make it about 3rd and 20 on the next snap.
So we've gotten a little intel here that the
middle schoolers with the wristbands on, please report to the corner of the field under the scoreboard.
So what do we got here?
Halftime relay race.
So it's 3rd down.
So it's negated. So it looked like there was penalties on both teams. They're going to redo the down. Oh, no. So there is a penalty.
They probably called it from the spot of the foul.
Spot of the foul, yeah.
Take your 10 yards back from the spot of the foul.
Yeah, so it wasn't at the line of scrimmage. It was, and that's, because I saw when he got outside the box. So 3rd down and 13 for Ashland. Maybe this is where we see our first pass. O'Brien under center. He's got Amaral on the right wing. Ozalumba. And it's going to be a keeper by O'Brien, and he's brought down by a host of Wolverines. Donegan, one of them. And O'Malley. Donegan got right downhill, helping out the cause.
That is their second timeout.
So now the Wolverines call timeout. Why? They want to save some clock.
Some time.
We got 2:39 on the clock. We still don't know exactly what Ashland's going to do. I mean, I would have confidence in the kicker based on what I saw to try to attempt this field goal. The only challenge with that is that you give him the ball on a miss outside the 30-yard line. As crazy as it sounds, you could run a play here and gain 7 or 8 yards, and that might be considered a success because you're getting the ball inside the 20-yard line and giving it to Westwood. So I don't know. There's a lot of different variarials for the Ashland offense to consider.
So ball spotted on the 26 would be right around a 43-yard field goal attempt.
We'll draw that winning purple
if they were to kick it.
Well, here comes something.
So it looks like they're bringing out some special teams. So they're going to go for the field goal. So we got a field goal attempt here.
So this is Aaron Wolf. He's a junior.
43-yard attempt.
And Braden Friels is going to be holding it.
Wolf is in to attempt the 43-yard field goal. Friels holding.
Snap is good. The kick is low, and it's wide. So big play there for the Wolverines. Able to get the ball back. No points on the board. It was a good snap. I think the Wolverines put a little pressure. That made the kind of quick kicked it.
So by rule, interesting in high school, look where Westwood gets the ball. They get the ball on the 20. So it's the equivalent of, in essence, punting and punting it into the end zone where you would get a touchback. A missed field goal gives the defense now turned offense the ball on the 20. So the Wolverines have 2:34 on the clock.
So it's emphasizing they want to see more field goals in some of these games, which is the true essence of football. Getting 3 points here, 7 points there. Westwood's going to take it over. 2 minutes, 34 seconds left in the half. Going to get their 2-minute drill going. Holland gets the snap. He's looking near side, connects with Toole for a gain.
Collins pass complete to Charlie Toole.
So a nice quick pass.
Brought down by Nick Boomer.
Tackled by 44 on Ashland. Nick Boomer.
There's a gain of 4
Boomer has been playing both sides of the ball. Terrific player for the Clockers. The second, going to bring up a 2nd down and 6. Holland looking up the far side. He's got Toole. Toole catches it, and he's going to get away. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Charlie Toole. And was that a 74-yarder?
I'm going to give him 77.
77-yard touchdown pass.
76-yard touchdown pass.
Oh my gosh, what a play.
We'll go 76. You said 74, I said 77, Jay said 76. We'll go 76, but an incredibly
huge
great throw by Jack down the left stripe, and then Charlie basically in stride, and then once he catches it, breaks away.
His speed is unmatched in Division 4 and also the TVL. It's a big kick we have here. Looking to tie this up here on the extra point try. Clean hold. The kick is good. Another great kick.
All right, so we didn't give him credit last time. That's Lachlan Hayes. Lachlan Hayes is a sophomore.
Yeah.
And he has been given some opportunities to kick. We've seen Thomas Warren kicking a lot of these extra points throughout the season, but I asked one of the other players, one of the younger players the other day when Lachlan was out on the field, I was like, who's that kid? And he was telling me that, like, he can boot it. He was hitting some, as you said, from 30 to 40 yards out. So here you go. You got yourself a ball game now, 1:59 to go in the second quarter.
So Wolverines go down 14. Love the resiliency. Chipped away, cut that in half. They got a big stop. Able to get force a missed field goal. They get the ball back, score on a 77-yard touchdown pass. Charlie Toole, amazing year. I feel like he can turn anything into a long gain and a long touchdown, but what a big play for the Wolverines late in the first half. And a good kick here. Ball is still bouncing around, picked up by Ashland, and Wolverines able to tackle him right around the 23.
Kickoff is fielded by Malachi Lambert.
Tackled by a couple different Wolverine players. Charlie Jessup is one of the tacklers, and it looked like number 59 for the Wolverines. We'll get a name on that. 59 is Jack Corrigan, sophomore Jack Corrigan. So Ashland going to get right back to work. 1:53 on the clock. And they want to make sure that they can get some points on the board where they don't have to think about that Westwood touchdown for all the halftime.
You got to give Ashland a ton of credit for how they approached this game. This is a do-or-die situation for them.
Yep.
As you look at the Division IV power rankings, they're outside of the top 16. They need this win. They came out, hit hard. Now Westwood on their home field has really stepped up and played well.
So they got Drew Donegan in the box. You got Senjik over the top. Wolverines looking to get physical in the box, and they do there. Able to make the initial contact. The runner did a good job getting an additional 3. Flag is thrown.
There's a flag on the play.
Maybe a potential hold. Lead official is signaling hold, and it's going to be on Ashland. So Tom LeBlue signals Ashland, hold on Ashland. It's going to bring the ball back. I think that was right around the line of scrimmage, Tom, so this would be your traditional 10-yard penalty tacked on. And they are. Ashland is going to back it up. So 1:46 on the clock. Ashland looking to get their 2-minute offense going, which you typically don't see a 2-minute offense that is running, you know. So we'll probably see maybe some passes here or see if they can break some runs.
Took them about 1:46 to score on that opening drive. I'm exaggerating a little bit.
The clock is running. So 1:30 and running. And a toss to Ozalumba. Nowhere to go. Taken down by a couple Wolverines. And it still took, what a tremendous runner. It took about 3-4 tacklers to get him down, but they did a good job of making sure it wasn't too much of a positive gain on the Ashland side.
So Westwood's taken 2 of their timeouts. This would be one of those situations traditionally where you think, all right, let's call some timeouts, try to get the ball back, but they don't have that opportunity.
Yep. So hand off to the wing, not much there. So that brings up a 4th down. We got a 3rd down. So going to bring 3rd down and timeout Westwood. So as you mentioned, Tom, at least get something left on the clock.
Here's the clock magic, right? So this ball will be snapped at 53. You got to assume it's going to be a run. From that point, they're looking at a punt right around the 13-second mark. So you'll have an opportunity to field that punt. How quickly did you go down? You might have a Hail Mary or just set up a punt return. Right? Gives you a chance to set up a punt return. Maybe you get a punt block. We've seen a couple of punt blocks already this year.
Very good point. This almost guarantees a run. You know, if you're throwing a pass here and stopping the clock, that's just, you're not setting you got to think ahead. So going to see a run here. And as you said, field goal or punt block. A return. We saw a big return that was consequential in the first half. That Wolverines were able to score and cut that lead in half.
For the field goal contest, go meet a member of the hype crew.
But also, you got to see some gang tackling, Tom. First guy on the tackle, second guy get that ball on the ground. Big turnover would be a huge play. We got a little deceptive play right up the middle. Looked like it was kept by the quarterback, and that was a loss. So the clock is going to tick. 4th down. We'll see how far they'll allow it to tick before they kick. It's hard to tell what's the time on the field. You know,
the play clock?
It's the play clock. It's basically on the official's whistle. He'll let you know.
Yeah, you do get the indication here, official on the 47. When he holds up his hand, you're inside 5. But that'll give you a hint. I mean, if you do the numbers, it should be right around the 10-second mark, and I wouldn't be surprised if Ashland calls a timeout.
Or they take a delay of game. You know, it's not going to really hurt you going back 5.
All right, so 8 seconds left.
Yep.
So they're able to take it down to 8. So this is either going to be a punt block all out or set yourself up for a return. I'd put my fastest guy back there and say, let's do something here. Try to just run so you can't run no more.
We've been seeing Charlie Toole as the punt returner the last couple weeks with Juice Drayton out. He's certainly someone who can break one.
So Westwood Den, once again, if you're wearing one of those wristbands, high school or middle school, there should be 20 of each of you. By now you should be under the scoreboard and meeting the organizers.
So far, Tom, as advertised, 2 top teams in the TBL Large, 2 teams that are playoff capable teams that have been beating some very good teams all year.
Well, the TBL Large has been impressive this year because they're all very evenly matched. You know, the game against Dedham proves that last week. Norwood has been fantastic. I mean, at this stage of the game, Westwood's going to need Norwood to lose to Holliston. And then that gives them the opportunity to beat Holliston on Thanksgiving and have a 3-way tie for the TBL Large Championship.
So we've seen Vinci so far, 2 blocks this year. Number 69 for the Wolverines, does a really good job getting through. And they're going to bring their gunners onto the line of scrimmage. So they're going to bring full protection in on this block. And the kick is a good kick, gets away. Toole's just going to let it hit the turf and going to let that clock tick, and it's going to be the end of the first half.
It's a little stat padding punt right there. That's going to help the average. That's a heck of a kick.
An exciting first half as advertised. We are knotted at 14, Ashland 14, Westwood 14. And folks, we're going to take a break, and we will be right back to kick off the second half.
There's magic associated with high school sports that's hard to quantify. Legends are born.
And they put it in the back of the net.
Memories are made. And smiles come across our faces. These are the moments we talk about forever. They become part of our history. They define us. At Arch Orthodontics, we know how important it is to engage with our community, how critical it is to empower these defining moments. And in a sense, we define our community too. We build confidence. We make the smiles that light up the field, the rink, the gym, and the court. And we do it with a dedication to excellence, just like our athletes who inspire us every time they put on a Westwood uniform.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance. and Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Welcome back, folks. What an exciting first half we just had.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, several things going on. We're going to have a special relay race. We're going to have a field goal contest. We're going to have a 50-50 raffle drawing. And nobody can leave because everybody got an orange ticket on the way in here. That drawing takes place in the third quarter for a $500 gift card thanks to
Westwood
Moderna.
offense to score a touchdown.
But first,
Wolverines able to get
we
another
have a
stop.
special relay race. And here is how the relay race will work. High schoolers and middle schoolers.
All right, Morgan, let me take it over here for a second. I think we might have some technical issues with your microphone. So we're 14-14 at the half. And how about the job by the Westwood Robotics Club?
Yeah.
Who's put together. All right, you're back with us.
I'm back, yes.
So take it away, Morgan.
Yes, so Tom, what an exciting first half as advertised. Westwood went down 14. The resiliency they had, it all started, with the return. But talk us through, what we saw for Westwood to get back in this game, tie it back up.
There's been a lot of excitement, and there's been a lot of unpredictability.
Yes.
Ashland, who has to win this game, took the opening drive 64 yards. They moved at lightning pace.
Yeah.
They played with tempo, and they drove right down the field. 64 yards, ended with a quarterback sneak that made it 7-0. We were impressed with the kicker on the point after touchdown. Now, Westwood, sloppy right out of the gate, the first drive, not impressive. They did get, though, the benefit of a penalty, roughing the punter, roughing the kicker, which gave them an additional first down. Westwood then brought the ball down inside the 40-yard line, but ultimately surrendered it on a fourth down back to Ashland, who then took the ball over on their own 38 and went 62 yards down the field right away. Aided as we changed quarters and flipped sides in the second quarter early by 2 face mask calls on Westwood inside the red zone. Another touchdown run made it 14-0. But Morgan, what happened on the kickoff return?
Oh, my goodness. Constantino Giannopoulos took it for about 70 yards, tackled down by the 15 to set up the Wolverines in great position to score their first touchdown.
So what happened on that drive, it took 3 plays. You saw a throw to the end zone, which was incomplete, and then they just went to the ground game. They gave it to Dante Martucci. They really rode the backs of their offensive linemen, and Dante got in the end zone from 2 yards out to make it 14-7. Ashland then went down the field, missed a field goal. On the missed field goal, Westwood got the ball on their own 20. We had one completion here on the near sideline. I think that was to Charlie Toole. And then he goes on the other side, and 76 yards later, he's in the end zone. A beautiful pass from Jack Holland to Charlie Toole. That made it 14-14, and that's where things stand. So we got half a game of football to play, a playoff spot on the line. The intensity is going to be hiked up a little bit. These teams now have some familiarity with each other.
I really like what I saw as the Wolverines towards the end of the second half, the adjustments they were making. So I was seeing Brendan Donegan down at the line, basically in the box.
Spreading out.
He brought Senjik back up top. So Senjik acted more of
doing?
that safety. Donegan being more of a downhill linebacker. He's been disruptive. Those QB keepers really weren't getting much mustard as they were earlier on in the game. And it's really been a good adjustment so far. I want to see more of that. I want to see more blitzes to really screw up the timing a little bit, and also to play to Westwood strengths, physicality.
We have to call this.
Yes.
So this, I believe, are a bunch of Thurston kids against a bunch of Westwood kids. The Thurston kids are on the right hash. The Westwood kids are on the near hash. And I think they have to snap the ball between their legs the length of the field. I don't know what the stakes are, but I love this competition.
I don't know the Vegas odds. I'd have to say it's got to be with
the first person has to
with
snap
the Westwood
contingent
or the high school contingent.
Third,
but you can never count out the underdog.
All
right, I'm seeing some strategy, which I don't think is legal.
I'm seeing
middle school. Some practice snaps here that they actually are trying to hike it over the head of the person who's only 5 yards away, right to the person 10 yards away. I mean, if you can pull it off and be accurate, why not?
Some great costumes on the field. I see Santa Claus. I see, is that Tim Thomas down there, number 30? And then, this is...
Is that Bert and Ernie?
This is something that you got to give credit to Eddie Martucci, the Gridiron Club. They've really made the fan experience so much fun this year. Some great fundraising.
We're going to count down to the start then. Are we ready for me to do that?
So we're going to have a
3,
countdown.
2, 1, go! That's a slightly offsides, but we're going to let it go. No, that's got to go back up.
So the middle school.
Oh, they
and
got to
high
be
school
clean the
knotted
whole
up.
way.
It's got to be clean.
They got to be clean the whole
good
way.
snap there. The middle
All right.
school off to a good start.
Oh, middle school.
Remember, if you
Get
drop
it
it
going.
just goes back to the person who threw it. We're not going all the way.
Another clean snap.
Oh, these high schoolers.
They've been working on this.
They are
They
getting
have been
their butts
working
Oh,
on
high school,
this.
you're getting schooled right now.
They have been working on this, and they're still going.
The kids from Thurston
the
came
middle
to
school.
play.
They were ready off the bus.
These people aren't even in costume over there.
Are you kidding me?
2 more snaps
To
to
the
victory.
5, the goal.
Oh, there's more.
Now he has to put
The middle school
costume
basically
on.
had about 20 Joe Vincies
The
out there.
referee.
Unbelievable. Great form. They must have made a phone call before this competition.
Hurry
Morgan,
up,
it's
high
not
school.
over. They
Not
got
over.
to throw
Dressing in the-
uniform on. They got to
Yeah.
throw a costume on,
Uniform's
and I don't know
halfway
what
on.
happens.
And it looks like a race.
Is it a full down the field race? This is mayhem.
Well, got to put the hat on. The
Get
hat's
the ball,
on.
get the hat, and start running.
And he's
High
running.
School guys just getting the suit on
The
now.
30, 40, the 50,
Middle school kids
the
at the
40,
40, the
30,
the
20,
the
the
10.
10. Touchdown, Thurston. And Thurston gets the win. And that will be on the yearbook, folks.
I think we're going to see that on WW_calls
And you
in
know
the
what?
next couple of days.
In 20 years, it's going to be on a Wolverine Report episode.
All right, middle schoolers and high schoolers, if you can clear the field, we need to get the
What
field goal
a job
contest
by the middle
going.
school. They came out
And while we wait
inspired.
for that, we're going to draw the winning ticket in the 50-50 raffle.
Got the win.
Benefiting Westwood cheerleaders.
I feel like we should do post-race interviews.
This was a pink
Yes, I brought the mini mic. The mini mics are in the building.
Can you tell me about your preparation? How long did you
Yes.
guys work together? Did you
50-50
line up in the
raffle.
hallways?
Winning ticket number
Talk about the synergy. How long have you guys been, doing sports together? Talk about your competitive edge.
I do like the sportsmanship we're seeing, though.
Yes.
You know, the high
This is your
schoolers,
ticket. Come on
tails
up and see
between
us
their
here in
legs
the
a little
booth.
bit.
You have won $175.
Giving credit where credit's
If
due.
this is not your ticket, sit tight, because if nobody comes to claim it, we will draw again.
That's cool. That's fun.
Once
That
again,
is
You know,
50-50
I hope somewhere in
raffle,
that
pink
group
ticket
there's a
1
younger sibling that beat an older sibling.
Yep.
0,
Yeah. Oh,
3,
it'll be the talk of
0.
the household. Middle school came to play. Unbelievable.
All right, so I
Think
briefly
we have a
mentioned it.
winner.
The TVL large race. It's an interesting scenario this year, and Norwood came in with a record. I think at the time when they played Westwood, they were 2-3.
Yeah.
But they played incredibly dominant football against the Wolverines. They're still undefeated in the TVL large, and their remaining matchup before the playoffs start is against Holliston.
And Holliston is undefeated in the TVL large.
So one of those two teams are going to go down.
The thing about that matchup, though, Tom, is if you can get a physical team that can stop that run, they're not going to beat you on the pass. They are a
50-50
one-dimensional
raffle.
offense.
We have a winner,
so if you
Herman
can have
Cole,
a defense that can keep up with their run
$175.
game, you have a good chance of beating them. You got to stop Dwyer. You got to stop Bartuka. Bartuka, their fullback, he gets a lot of rushes as well. Similar to Ashland, they run the ball until until you force them not to, and when they are forced to throw, it's not their strength. Let's put it that way.
So two different beasts we're talking about here. We're talking about the challenge of qualifying for the Division IV playoffs,
Yep.
which is what we're playing for right here tonight in the next 2 quarters. And on top of that, what you're paying attention to is the Norwood-Holliston game, because if you're a Wolverine fan, you want Holliston to win.
Yeah.
You want Holliston to beat Norwood, because then you can kind of control your own destiny to a certain extent, that when the Wolverines go to Holliston on Thanksgiving Day, they can beat the Panthers and then force at minimum a split, most probably a 3-way tie.
Here's how this one is going to work.
And hopefully with more playoff games
The
to go
kicker
after
can
that.
choose to kick from the goal line.
That'd be
which is
nice.
a 10-yard field goal. If it is good, they win a $100 gift card to Neroli
Get a chance to look at Wolfie.
They could also choose
enjoyed
to kick
meeting
from
Wolfie this
the
year,
10-yard line, except that one was already
making
won
its
in week
debut
1,
as
so
the
that's
Wolverines
ineligible.
mascot.
They can go out to the
And
20-yard
to your point
line.
about the Gridiron Club.
Or any 10
This is another
increment
great
longer
promotion
than
that
that.
they've got, right?
Yeah.
They're going to do this
And if
field
they
goal
kick from
kick.
the 20, that's a 30-yard field goal. That's a $300 gift card.
Come on, a $300 gift card up for grabs?
It's a
Pretty damn
40-yard
good.
field goal. And
Get
a
me out there.
$400 gift
It's all,
card.
I don't
think
see.
they're doing that.
I don't see a 70.
Jay, I want to go down there and kick a 40-yarder. Let's go.
Tom Lydon
Tom,
thinks he can kick a 40-yarder.
I don't see a
He's stuck
72
to
on the
TV, right?
roster. So it looks like Wolfie's got a game official jersey on.
I have some intel that says Wolfie may have
All right, here comes
the
the
ends,
hype crew
may have a
out
good
there.
connection.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
May have a good
They
connection
got
to
a
the
good
program.
connection with the
If the kick is good, they win the
jerseys.
gift card. If they miss the kick, they still get
All right, so Ramondre
a gift
Stevenson
card
is
good
kicking,
enough
huh?
for a free sub at Neroli Mercado, so they will at least win lunch. All right, real quick, what yard line are we kicking from?
All right,
Looks
going
like
for a
the-
20-yarder.
A 20-yarder.
We can't kick from the 10
Oh.
because the 10 was used in week 1. So you can only pick the goal line or the 20
So the
or
10 was
longer.
kicked by John Quinn, who made it.
So we're
Yeah.
going to do the 20. This is a
30-yard
30-yarder. It's good for
attempt.
$300.
I love it. I mean, go big or go home.
Yeah, it's got
Okay, warm
Wolverine
up, don't
players
rush it.
interested in watching.
It's Jacob Trider.
Jacob
senior
Trider,
at the high
senior.
school, and here it
That's
comes.
a good-looking kick. Oh.
Ah!
Jacob Trider, a member of the golf team, went undefeated this year in the TVL.
Second in the
At
state,
least he
right?
didn't clank off
Second in the
uprights
state.
like
They were the
last week.
runner-up in the D2 state championship.
What a run by that crew.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good
Congratulations.
golfers on that team.
And coming up
Jacob, at
soon
least
on
you
the
have won a
Wolverine
free
Report,
lunch from Neroli
we sat
Mercado,
down with
Westwood. Thanks,
Patrick
Neroli
Dalton and Lillian
Mercado
Golisarian.
and
Oh, did you
Restaurant.
really?
We did. That'll
Oh,
be
that's
coming
fantastic.
out, Evan, what, this Friday?
Thanks to everybody who
What's that?
participated.
Later tonight.
Helped make
Oh,
So later
wow.
tonight. So keep an
much
eye out
fun.
for that, folks.
You guys do an unbelievable
Now back
job.
to
I mean,
football.
I'm just going to talk about you two for a second. So Evan Cardamino, who's our executive producer tonight, he's pressing all the buttons, and Morgan
But
Donahue.
fans, before we get
What
back
they
to
have done
football,
with this
there's something
Wolverine
else I should
Report is
mention.
just so
Everybody
cool
got an
because
orange ticket
they
on the
bring the
way in,
community
didn't they?
together.
That
They
draw's
bring
gonna
back
take place
old-time
towards
legends
the
from
end of the
Westwood
third
and
quarter.
talk to them and
That's
ask
for a
them questions.
$500
It is
gift card
free
from
form, long
Moderna.
form. You're talking about conversations that go over an hour. So what you want to do
We're
is
gonna
just
give away
play it on
$500
YouTube in your
at some
car
point towards the
and
end of
listen
the
to it
third
over
quarter.
a couple
So
of
don't leave.
drives. That's what
Stick
I do
around.
when every episode
Get
comes
those
out.
orange
And you
tickets
learn
ready
more
at
about
the
the
end of
history
this
of the
quarter.
town.
We
You
have a
learn
tie
about
game, and the
these
second
players
half
or
is
these coaches
coming up.
that you may not know much about because maybe you didn't live here. I've only been here 10 years myself, so you're talking to people, Morgan, who I don't really know. I don't remember them as high school players.
Yeah.
And so to hear the two of you talk to them and you bring the historical perspective of having gone to Westwood High School in the early 2000s, it's been great. I am so appreciative of the fact that you two do that. So keep it up. And apparently the next episode out tonight with two golfers. Lillian,
most likely tomorrow.
all right, Lillian
Yes.
Golisarian and Patrick Dalton. Looking forward to that one.
But thank you, Tom, for the nice words. It's a lot of fun. Evan and the Westwood Media Center team make it very easy. They do everything.
We were talking. Listen, I was doing my own little podcast, which is just audio.
Yeah.
And that's effective in and of its own right.
Absolutely.
But I was talking with somebody yesterday as we were recording. Justin LaRose, one of my partners who works with JPL Media Works, and we were talking about the challenge of producing with video a podcast.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it is a 3-camera shoot. It's a television show.
Yes.
You guys are doing a television show and you're calling it a podcast. It is very, very difficult to do. It's well lit. It's well produced. The audio's good. The storytelling's good. Man, we're lucky as a community to have it.
Well, folks, immediately following the game, viewers on Verizon Community Channel 32 and Comcast Channel 8 are going to see the latest episode of the TVL Sportsnet, which is produced by HCAM. Terrific job done by Tom Nappy, which is going to feature Westwood's Brad Pindell, Juice Straighten after their win in Medway. So viewers on HD Channel 2132 will see the Bellingham football game from September 20th.
Wolverines will receive.
Be sure to tune in. Those will be directly to follow tonight's game. It'll be a kickoff by Ashland, a low one. It's going to roll out, picked up by Westwood. And it's Giannopoulos again. Giannopoulos looking to get some good yardage, and he gets a good return for about 15-20.
Tackled by Nick
Takes it to
Boomer.
about the 42.
He's going to be flirting with 100 return yards tonight.
Yeah, he is. He's getting, you know what? That return he had fired up the offense, fired up the sideline, fired up all of Flay High Field. Small things like, it's not a small thing, it's a big thing. But having a player, a young player, to be able to provide that spark has been a huge reason why Westwood is tied 14-14 with Ashland right now.
So it's interesting. This is the old, you try to double up when you're in the NFL. To get the ball first in the third quarter, huge advantage for Westwood.
Yep. There's going to be a handoff to Martucci. Ball gets loose. Looked like Ashland was able to get on top of it. See what the ref signals. And it's going to be Westwood ball.
That's
Loose
Thomas
ball
Warren down at the bottom of that pile.
Big play by Warren, able to get that. The Ashland player was initially able to get on top of that. Warren went to war. He was able to get that in his hands and maintain the possession. And it's a first down.
Yard line. And the gain enough for Wolverines.
Big play.
Not loud enough. Gain is enough for Wolverines.
The Wolverines in their base offense. Tool up top. Warren down low. Martucci behind Holland and shotgun. He's going to hand it back to Martucci. Martucci's got some space, and he makes a big hit, gain of about 11 for a first down. That was a big physical run there, capped off with a big collision with Ashland defender. It looked like Uzalumba. So running back on running back.
Ran that one with some anger. After, I'm sure he was very frustrated with himself that he put the ball on the turf. So go right back to him and have him run with a little anger.
Donegan in there at tight end. Holland on a rollout was looking for O'Malley. It was a 2 tight end set.
Pass intended for Murphy O'Malley, incomplete.
Incomplete. Looks like Malley might have jammed a finger on that reception attempt.
They're going to cue that play up again later in this game because not only was he open,
backside,
but further down the field. I'm trying to turn your back so I can see it, that Charlie Toole was open.
Yeah.
So they're going to come back to that at some point. No question.
Going to send Brad a text saying,
I don't think he's looking this way.
No, he is not. Holland takes the snap. He's looking near side. He's got Warren. Warren makes the reception. And he's going to gain for about 8 yards.
Warren.
Bring up a very manageable third down for the Wolverines.
Hugo Rossi.
It'll be about 3rd and 2. A long 2.
I'm torn. There's a part of me that wants to see the ball get spread around a little bit here, and there's probably a more substantial part of me that wants to see him just pound it.
Got 2 receivers down low. We got the tight end alone up top. There's going to be a run. Martucci getting downhill. He's able to gain, it looks like about 1. Going to be short of the first down marker, but we are in 4th down territory. And one thing, Brad,
No gain on the play. It is 4th down and 2
is not he is not scared. He is going to go for it, and he is. So 4th and 2. Wolverines in their base offense. Going to be handoff to Martucci. He's tackled in the backfield by Amaral. So Amaral able to make a big play and get turnover on downs after that big play.
Turnover on downs. Ashland ball, 1st and 10 from their own.
That was a great job by Amaral. Able to get in the backfield, make a big play. It was a big physical tackle to get Martucci down.
He's been a stud. If you point to who their main man has been for Ashland on both sides of the ball tonight, it would be Amaral.
That's a big play in the game. Wolverines taking the opening kickoff into Ashland territory, and Ashland able to get the ball back in their hands. So Ashland going to come back out with their double wing offense. Got Ozalumba on the near side wing, and they're going to hand it off to him. He's looking to get up the middle, and Wolverines doing a good job standing their ground. Looks like only a gain of about 3. Going to bring up a 2nd and 7.
I know we're early in the third quarter, and I always think ahead, but I just get the sense that this game will be a clock game.
Yes.
How much time is left?
Yep.
How much time is Ashland taking off the clock, and how much time does Westwood have to respond?
Ashland going to take it 2nd and 3rd, giving it Amaral. Amaral going up the middle, and good job by the Wolverines front line. So only a gain of about 1. Going to bring up about a 3rd and 6. Another thing, too, Tom, is turnovers. When there is the first turnover of the game, that's going to be a big deal. Which team is going to be able to get it?
And that really shines a light on the great play that we saw from Thomas Warren in that last drive. I mean, imagine Ashland, yes, they have the ball now, but getting the ball on a turnover is a different type of momentum boost.
So a big 3rd down here, 3rd and about 5. Ashland on the 35. It's going to be a pitch to Amaral. Amaral looking for some space. Wolverines able to stop him.
Amaral, the ball carrier.
So stopped right around
by the Westwood defense.
7 call it. It's going to bring up 4th down and about 4.
There is a gain of 2 on the play. It'll be 4th and about 3.
You think that you're going to see the punt team, but we'll see.
Not looking that
a lot
way.
of confidence. No, it looks like
line.
I've seen this though too. Watching some of the film, exactly. They will let that clock go down to 0, looking to force someone to come off, or looking to force a infraction on Westwood to get a first down, automatic first down. But they're going to have motion. Yep. They look back. They're going to let Westwood doing a good job, staring at the ball.
Yeah, time's up. I mean, he's had his hand up.
They're going to hand it off. So Ozalumba, and a big play by the Wolverines. Turnover on down. And they're going to get the ball back in Ashland territory. So some grit from the Wolverine defense to make a big play there. Westwood's going to have the ball back on the 38-yard line, going in deeper into Ashland territory.
First and 10 Wolverines.
It reminds me of the old Barry Switzer call, the Cowboys against the Eagles, where he went for it on 4th down inside his own 40. A little bit later in the game, but
it was like the
similar result.
The Kevin Falk pass in Indianapolis.
Oh boy,
that was a first down. So Westwood's going to have the ball on the 38. Warren down low, Toole up top, Martucci in the backfield with Holland in shotgun. Holland gets the snap. He's looking over to Martucci. Martucci's got some space. He's going to go downhill. He gets outside, able to get another 5 for a gain of about 15 yards. Dante Martucci.
Drew Donegan hand signal to Thomas Warren, leave that guy alone. I've got him.
Yes.
And he just beelined and made a huge block that basically sprung Dante loose for an additional 10 yards.
Big, just as big as those screen passes are the swing passes. Dante's an athlete and catch it on the run.
Martucci carries.
Run up the middle, no gain there. He tackled right around the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. You got 6 minutes, 57 seconds left on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Wolverines looking. Head coach Brad Pindell for the call. Some confusion going on where they're going to stand. Now they're all set. Holland takes the snap. He's looking up the middle. Oh, and he had Toole with the step of the ball.
Holland
was
for
thrown behind him. And Ashland almost had an opportunity to intercept that, and the ball was a little underthrown, so difficult play, but was in the area to put a little scare on everyone.
Looks like we've got a player shaken up, 55 for Ashland. So he's making his way to the sideline.
Looks like Josh Lambert. Josh Lambert.
That was not the same play, but it was the same pattern by Charlie Toole.
Yeah.
So it wasn't cleared out the same way underneath, but he's open.
He was open.
That's 2 times in a row that he's been open on that pattern.
Yep. How about that first touchdown Westwood had in the Dedham game last week? How open he was on that. And then not only was he open by about 2 steps, but he finished in the end zone by about 10 steps. So he catches the pass, and then he turns the Jets on, and then it looks like, he was on the field by himself.
One of the things I love about high school sports in general, we're talking football here, is when you see a kid develop and they get some opportunities when they're young, right? And then when they're given a leadership role or a role with more responsibility, they seize that opportunity. And, take, for instance, Constantino Giannopoulos. Right? That run that he made here as a sophomore gives him a little bit more confidence when he's a junior and when he's a senior. And that's where Charlie is right now, and that's where you have that confidence turn on the Jets and break away from your defender.
The 3rd and 10. Toole up top. They're going to go with the screen. So Martucci makes the first one miss. He's got space, looking for the end zone. He's tackled just short, but a great play call. Great game for the Wolverines, and a flag thrown.
Flag on the play.
Looks like there was some words said after the tackle, but a big gain by Martucci to get the first down, bring it down to around the 2-yard line.
This looks like the penalty is going to get marched off against Westwood from where Dante was tackled, so it's a post-play infraction.
Yeah, so the first down is done. Dead ball. unsportsmanlike conduct on Westwood, which is going to bring the ball back 15. But Westwood will have the first down.
Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
You mentioned, Tom, Giannopoulos with that big play, sophomore. It reminds me of my sophomore year. Joe Fabiano had 2 touchdowns versus Bellingham, a Ricky Santos Bellingham team. And Tom, Joe was a starter on defense, but he hadn't really cracked into the offense yet. We'll remember that game for a while. And so there was really not much of a.
Here's what they called. They called a delay of game.
Delay of game.
So it must have been a delay of game after the play. They must have done something with the ball.
So it looks like we got a jumbo set. Look at this. We got
Donegan
in the backfield. Looks like Rose. Going to be handoff to Martucci. He's hit initially, looking to get another yard or 2 and brought down around the 3-yard line. That's an intimidating sight when you got Donegan and Rose in the backfield coming downhill.
With Martucci behind them.
Yeah, exactly. All 3 of them.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to when we watch this replay. I'm going to pay a little bit of attention to what happened at the end of that play.
Sometimes, so in the Quincy game, Donegan spiked a ball after the touchdown. They gave a penalty there, so it might have been a spike. Who knows? So Donegan up top with Toole in motion. Going to hand it off to Martucci. Martucci to get into the end zone. A flag on the field. I think it might be illegal motion, though, on the Wolverines. I think it might have been illegal motion. Toole was kind of going behind the running back. Yeah. Illegal motion, Westwood.
Maybe
5 yards.
I hate guessing, but it's one of those situations that, I mean, if Charlie's making any motion, if he's running forward, that's not legal.
No.
This isn't the Canadian Football League.
I was going to say a CFL-type play, getting a head start.
Against the Wolverines.
He did it earlier in the game. I think it was okay then. But if you're going to send him in motion, that jet sweep might be there for a kid like him with his speed. So Jessup coming in. He's going to be up at the top of the screen. We got 2nd down and goal on the 10. So we got Jessup, Donegan, Toole up top, Warren on an island down low. And they're looking inside. Oh, my goodness, just missed on a interception. A little misconnection on the looked like a post route for Jessup.
That one's got to be zinged in.
Yeah.
That had just a little bit too much hang time, and because it had that much hang time, it left it up there to almost be intercepted.
I think he was expecting, Jessup to go up and get it, but that was lucky. Westwood is lucky there. Still got the ball in their hands. An opportunity here. 3rd down and goal. So they got Martucci set off to the right. Donegan in kind of a fullback position off to the right. Holland looking right. He's going to throw. He's looking for Warren, and the pass is incomplete. So we've seen a couple great kicks from the Wolverine kicker, or 49.
He's staying on the sideline now.
Lachlan Hayes, Wolverine's going to go for it. So a big play in the game. 4th down and goal. Wolverine's going for it. These are typically the plays that Brad has that he saves for something like this, or a 2-point conversion, something that might be a misdirection, or it might be, looking for his best athlete with some space. So a timeout called by Brad Pindell. They're going to talk this one through.
Attention Westwood fans, please see the hype.
When I saw the trips up top, I saw Toole on the inside, so I was thinking he was going to do some kind of post corner.
Which is $100
Let's see if we see that. You get him out there who can not only just get out there speed-wise, he's a kid who can go up and get it too. I like our chances with Charlie Toole in space, able to go up and get a ball.
Your name and contact info.
If you can get the isolation play, I don't disagree. The hesitation I have there is just the distance of the pass. When you send somebody on a flag route like that, the quarterback's got to throw it on the mark a good 30-35 yards in the air,
you can run out of boundary.
Easy to do. If you keep the action in the middle, you have to create some patterns that take the defenders out to the sidelines on either side, so you're just not clogged up. So, listen, Pindell's been doing this for decades, so he's got dialed up.
Biggest play of the game. We got Murphy O'Malley on the field down low. Keep an eye on him. This might be a play that, nope, he's going to be blocking. Holland looking to use his feet. He's got some space. He's looking to get to the end zone. And he gets there on his feet. Jack Holland. What a smart play as the receivers went out into their routes and opened up the field. He saw that field, took it, ran it in for 6, and puts the Wolverines up 20-14. High IQ. He's done it a few times this year, and what a smart kid to be able to adjust, see what he had, take full advantage of it, and just absolutely put his head down, make his way to the end zone to get the 6 points for Wolverines. And going to get the extra point here, and another good kick.
Is good.
Lachlan Hayes been terrific all night.
Westwood
puts the Wolverines up 21-14.
Ashland 14.
Morgan, what Jack also knew is where his receivers were going.
Yes.
He knew that his receiver was not going towards that side of the end zone, so they were all taking traffic out of what was now his running lane.
Yes.
So as soon as he saw some opening, he said, well, there ain't nobody else who's going to be coming that way.
Yeah.
So if I can just turn on my own jets and beat this linebacker who's chasing me, I'm going to find the end zone. So very smart.
You got to give credit. Murphy O'Malley was the tight end on that far side, so he got enough of that kid coming off the edge because he was the one chasing him down. You know, he gave him enough room for Jack to be able to break away and to make it into the end zone.
Family-owned Supreme Development specializes in construction that improves the aesthetic and vitality of the local community. Since founding in 2000, Supreme has completed a range of residential and commercial projects all over Norfolk County, including the well-known developments in Dedham Square and the Islington Center reconstruction. You can see the Supreme Development
Kickoff by the
player of the game
Wolverines, the good
posted
one.
after every
Fumbled for a
Westwood
second.
win on the Westwood
Ashland looking to
Instagram page.
get a return in. They have some space and able to get to the outside and still on their feet. A good return there by Ashland, able to get it down to the 37-yard line. So that was 22 for Ashland. Robbie Rudisil. All right, so the Wolverines score the big touchdown. They had the big stand before then. Looking to match that here.
Line, 1st and 10, Ashland.
Ashland's going to have the ball right around the 37, sending out their traditional offense that they've been working with the double wing. O'Brien still at quarterback. We got Ozalumba on the far left wing. Amaral on the far right. It's going to be a toss to Ozalumba. He gets downhill. Tackled by the Wolverines. We got a flag on the play, and it's in the backfield, which is typically going to be a hold on offense. A hold on offense, and that's going to bring it back 10.
Holding penalty against Ashland.
What a critical defensive opportunity here for the Wolverines.
Yep.
If they're able to back this Ashland offense up, slow them down, force a punt. They benefited last time from getting the ball on the 38-yard line. You would think that Ashland, if put in that situation again, would probably punt the ball this time.
Yep.
But a great opportunity here for Westwood to really flip this game a bit with a couple of key defensive plays.
Yep.
The 10-yard holding penalty brings
They made
up
some
1st
good
and
adjustments.
20 for Ashland.
Been very physical.
Their own
That
28-yard
first line of
line.
defense on the line. They got some great help from the linebackers. Well-positioned outside linebackers covering the contain. Everything's been somewhat in the middle. It's a toss to Ozalumbic. Another flag on the play. And he doesn't get much. Maybe a gain of 1.
There is another
We'll see what this
flag on the
flag
play.
is. Came from the back judge. Typically when you see that, that's a hold on offense as well, but we'll see. Sometimes it's face masks, but we're seeing hold on Ashland.
Holding against
So
Ashland.
back-to-back holds on Ashland is going to make it a 1st and 30.
It's rare to see holding on a running play.
Yeah.
And we just saw holding on 2 consecutive running plays.
Yep. You know it's a bad hold. If the back judge is able to see it from that far back, it's a blatant hold. But Westwood is forcing them. So Westwood making good adjustments. The line is making it more difficult for the Ashland offensive line to really get to the next level. So kudos to Westwood's adjustments.
For Ashland.
Really making it difficult for Ashland to get some positive yardages and forcing holds. So it's going to be 1st and 30. It's going to be a toss to Amaral. Amaral able to get about 5 tough yards and a flag again. This one might be a face mask, though. It looked like it was towards the end of the run.
Tackle by Murray.
Yep.
A face mask.
And there's a flag on the play.
Personal foul, face mask on Westwood.
Penalty
So that's
against
gonna-
I wonder if
Westwood,
that
a
gives
face
them a
mask.
1st and 10.
Yeah, that's a good
But
point.
no, I mean, it can't. No.
No.
All right.
So it's
I
gonna.
stand corrected. That's another one of those incidental 5-yarders.
Yeah.
Oh, they're marching down the field a little more.
They gave the personal foul on it too, so. So it brings it back inside the markers. So 2nd and 9. I don't know.
15-yard penalty.
I don't know if the
added to
second
play.
is the right down.
Well, it's got to be because I think the 15
No,
yards.
it was after.
Well, no, they did first.
Ashland from
They
the
called
goal.
it
Okay, so they
down.
switched it. So that gave them an automatic first down.
No, well, yeah, 1st and 8. They kept the first down, but they did move the chains.
Oh, great job by the Wolverines. Able to keep Amaral at bay for no gain. Tackled by
Tackled after
a few of them.
14.
Senjik on the tackle. Donegan on the tackle.
Drew Donegan and others in on the tackle. A gain of 1 on the play.
So they'll be 2nd and about 8.
2nd down and 8. Ashland from their own 40.
2 minutes, 45 seconds left here in the third quarter. Wolverines up 21-14. Ashland, the 2nd and 8. Ball on their 40. It's going to be handoff to Ozalumba. He's got some running room, and he's looking to get outside. He does, and hit out of bounds by Toole for a gain of about 12 and a first down for Ashland.
How damaging is that face mask call?
Yeah.
Because you got a team on the ropes, 2 consecutive holds.
Yep.
You give them a gift right back, gives them
Across
some
midfield
momentum,
to
and
the
then
Westwood 48-yard
unbelievably,
line.
they were looking at 1st and
10
30
Ashland.
just 3
30,
plays ago,
yeah.
and now they've got themselves a 1st and 10 in
Yep.
Wolverine territory.
Well, it's the up and downs of football. You can't think about it. You got to move on and focus on the next play. Ashland's going to have it on the 48, Westwood's 48, 1st down and 10. Still set up in their double wing offense. It's going to be a toss to Ozalumba. He's trying to go up the middle. He does get some room, and he's still going. He's going to get 8.5 yards for a big first down run.
Strong.
Yeah.
Real strong.
Westwood going to swap in some
Tackled by
new
Charlie
D
Toole.
linemen.
They got O'Malley,
McGregor.
And,
Peter Mills.
Peter Mills.
and Ben Rosa in there. Some fresh legs.
Yes, absolutely.
A gain of 8 on the play, and it is 2nd and 2. Ashland at the Westwood 40.
2nd down and 2. Ball on the 40. We still haven't seen our first pass yet, Tom.
That's just remarkable.
And it's a toss to Ozalumba. Westwood able to get disruptive in the backfield, and that's going to be no gain. So great job by the left side of the D line, able to. It looked like McDonald able to be disruptive where there was no gain. It's going to force a 3rd down.
Ozalumba the ball carrier.
That's what the Wolverines got to do. You got to be able
Gain
to
of 1 on the play. It is
push
3rd
the
and
guy
1.
in front of you into the backfield where the
Ashland
running
at the
back's
Westwood
trying to get
39.
to. Make him either bounce back or adjust, and then you got other players to jump in there and wrap up the player, get a couple other players on there to bring the runner down. So 3rd and about 1. They're going to go right up the middle for a QB sneak, and they get about
Evan
3 for the
O'Brien on
first
keeper.
down. So O'Brien on the keeper gets the first down. They're going to move the
Down
chains.
at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10 Ashland.
That clock just keeps ticking. We're down to
Fans, at this
under a
time,
minute to
you're gonna
go.
Get your orange raffle tickets ready. At the end of the third quarter, we will draw the winner in the $500 gift card by Moderna. That raffle drawing will take place at the end of this quarter. Get your orange raffle tickets ready.
Ashland going to have the ball on the 35, 1st and 10. Toss to Ozolumbic and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Ozolumbo, the ball
Like
carrier.
Keelan? Looked like Keelan McDonald on the tackle.
And that's a name we haven't called much tonight, but we've called a lot throughout the course of the season. So we talked about fresh legs, new people out there.
Yeah.
Keelan making his presence felt there on that play, and
chased him
let's see
down.
some more of that as we get
chased
to the
him
fourth
down.
quarter.
He was on the near side of the field, chased him down behind the line of scrimmage, and able to tackle him behind the line of scrimmage or at the line of scrimmage. So, clock is going to wind down. They're going to let it expire at the end of the third quarter, and folks, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back to begin the fourth quarter.
That is the end.
There's magic associated with high school sports that's hard to quantify. Legends are born.
And they put it in the back of the net.
Memories are made. And smiles come across our faces. These are the moments we talk about forever. They become part of our history. They define us. At Arch Orthodontics, we know how important it is to engage with our community, how critical it is to empower these defining moments. And in a sense, we define our community too. We build confidence. We make the smiles that light up the field, the rink, the gym, and the court. And we do it with a dedication to excellence, just like our athletes who inspire us every time they put on a Westwood uniform.
Second down and 9, Ashland.
Welcome back, folks. We got a shot of the cheerleaders. The Wolverines right back in action, and a nice play there. Able to get the tackle was Ben Rosa for no gain. And shout out to the cheerleaders. They're showing them, as we were coming back into the frame. Done a terrific job all season. 3 senior cheerleaders: Lena Maxwell, Gabrielle Bernardo, Essence Perry. Terrific job all year. Great leadership out of the cheerleaders this year. I got a funny text, Tom, from one of my college roommate, played football with at Salve. He said this is like watching the Plymouth State offense here, this running attack.
Yona, who
Jeff Mack on the running back. Wolverines able to tackle in the backfield. Big play. Ben Rosa again.
Yona has won the $500 gift card.
That's a fantastic play by Ben Rosa.
Big play, Ben, on back-to-back plays
to Moderna for that $500
for no
winner
gain.
there.
It's going to force a 4th and 8.
I think Ben's brother was just in the booth here. One of his friends won the third quarter raffle.
The recipient of a $500 gift certificate. Congrats. Congrats.
Yeah, this is big. 4th down, 4th and 8.
4th down and 9. Ashland at the Westwood 34.
So Westwood has shown that they've been able to make adjustments and limit some of these runs. I think we will see our first pass here. So the quarterback, now we're going to see more of a spread offense. 3 receivers up top, receiver down low, and a running back. And we're going to see our first pass play. We're going to look far sideline, and incomplete. Defended by Charlie Toole. Going to be turnover on downs. Wolverine ball.
Real key on that play, it was clean.
Right?
No pass interference,
no contact.
No roughing the passer, nothing that negates the result of the play. So very key across the board to stay clean on 4th down, get the ball back.
Big play. And the Wolverines going to have the ball on the 34 with 10 minutes, 22 seconds left here in the game.
This team's journey is not done, but I do just want to point out as this drive starts, it has been fun to just get to know these guys a little bit better, not necessarily personally, but just know them as players and as athletes and competitors. It's been fantastic to watch this team, and I can't wait to watch the playoffs, hopefully, if they can get this done here tonight.
Holland takes a shotgun. Martucci's got it. He's got about 5, looking to get more. 7, call it, for a downhill hard run by Dante Martucci. So a big first run by the Wolverines. Physical run by Dante Martucci. He's been a horse all night.
On the play. It is 2nd and 2.
Running behind his brother Gianni on the play. Gianni doing a terrific job for the Wolverines, sophomore center.
Yeah, we're about 20 feet away from all those dads who are in the last row of the bleachers to our left, and it's a little fiery over there at this point of the game.
Yes. Love to see it. Another handoff to Martucci. He's running hard again, and he gets the first down.
Martucci carried.
So a good 4-yard run, hard run. It's going to move the chains for the Wolverines. We're going to have first down.
Tackled across the 45-yard line.
Around the 46.
All spotted at the 46-yard line. To gain enough for another Wolverines.
Risha rocking the mic. Come on.
Natural.
Legend.
He's on his feet, folks. He is on it. It's all business when he's on his feet.
Westwood at the 46-yard line.
So Tom and Jay, fathers to volleyball players on your number 5 seeded Westwood Wolverines. Playoff game tomorrow.
There is no play. There is a
flag.
There is no play.
no play on the field. And it's going to
Penalty
be,
is a
looks like a
false
false
start
start
against
on
the
the Wolverines.
Wolverines.
It's going to bring it back 5 yards. So, Tom, playoff game tomorrow
The
night. How
5-yard
excited are you
penalty.
to
First
see
and
Westwood
15.
girls who have had a
Wolverines from
terrific
their own
season
41
now
yard
start the
line.
playoff run?
They're a team that can win. There's no question about that. We'll talk tomorrow about some of the interesting things that happened here with the power rankings in the last 5 days in the volleyball bracket, because some things changed, and we'll get into that. But that's a team that can win for sure.
Holland fakes the handoff. He's going, looking far side. He was looking for a tight end. O'Malley underthrew him, so incomplete pass.
For Murphy O'Malley.
Gonna bring up a second down and 15.
Man, they let him out there to
It's a little bootleg.
solve
Second
that
down and
himself.
15.
They almost faked the screen left,
Yeah.
set O'Malley right with the hopes that he would be free and everybody would go to where Dante Martucci and the line was. So that was very much a naked play on all fronts. And I think, honestly, Jack made the right call and threw it at Murphy O'Malley's feet.
Yeah. Well, big play here. You want to get a chunk of yards to be able to make it a manageable third down. It's going to be shotgun to Holland. He's looking to pass. He finds Toole.
Holland.
And
complete
Toole
to
get close to the
Thomas
first
Warren.
down, but we have a flag on the field again.
There
Donegan
is a
looking
flag
back.
on the play.
Looks like it potentially will be on Westwood. I don't know if it was. Offensive contact. I'm not sure
It was
what
called
it was.
by the official right in the middle
Near
of that
sideline,
traditional umpire position.
Let's see what we have here. Head official Tom LeBleu making his way towards the Westwood sideline.
That was a good catch by Warren, though.
And they're talking
nice
about
throw by Jack.
They're
Good
talking
catch
about
by
spot
Thomas.
though too. So personal foul. Oh, a blindside block. So a blindside block
Penalty is
on
a personal
Westwood.
foul penalty. Blindside block against Westwood.
So that's what we were talking about earlier. Is you know a Martucci crack from Dedham.
Yeah.
Sometimes can be it's a different rule now. So a blindside block on that play. Typically, you don't see blocks on pass plays until after the ball's caught. I think that happened before it was.
Walk-off.
That could also be among the offensive linemen, right in the middle of all the
Good point.
traffic.
Yeah.
If you have,
the way that Donegan
angle
was
on some-
looking at the official, it looked like he might have thought it was on him.
It will be
But
second down and
it's going to
30
bring the
for
ball back.
Wolverines
Second
at
down
their
and
own
30.
26-yard line.
We have seen some interesting down and distances tonight.
Yes, first and 30 was a first. The Wolverines going to bring out 3 receivers, 1 running back, and a tight end. Oh, and Holland gets rid of the ball as he's getting hit. Incomplete pass.
Holland's pass is incomplete.
It's going to bring up third down. So third
down,
and 30.
30.
And I think at this point you just take care of the ball and look to get a punt and play for field position here.
I may even call my most telegraphed screenplay here. I don't care if they know it's coming.
Yeah.
Like, just scream, like we're running a screen here.
Dante Martucci can get 30 yards out of a phone booth. So
this isn't a
fool
fool me screen.
I would never count him out, even on a predicted screen. Holland takes the shotgun snap. He's passing, and he's got Warren. Warren's able to get inside the sticks, and he takes it down to about the 47, and it would be a 4th and 2 or 4th and 3, and you know Brad is going to go for it.
28-yard connection.
Huge.
Fantastic pass. Great catch in
Thomas
space.
Warren.
4th and 2, Wolverines.
Big receiver for the Wolverines.
46.
And as predicted, Wolverines going for it, 4th and 2. Holland and shotgun, 3 receivers up top. He's got Jessup down low. He's looking in the middle of the field. Donegan! He catches it! What a catch! What concentration went off his hands! Able to come down with the pass and get a huge first down. The captain.
He just ran the tip drill with himself.
You think that kid wants it? Unbelievable. What a play.
Great concentration.
On 4th down, no less.
7:16 on the clock. The clock running. That buys you basically, if you play this right, at least another 2.5 minutes.
Yep.
So clock
Continue to
becomes
let
an
the
issue
clock
at this
drip.
point.
Exactly. But Imagine it going right back to Dante Martucci here. Tool down low. They're going to hand it off to Martucci. Martucci with some positive yards, gets about 5. And allowing the clock to continue to tick. 6:50 and counting.
Devin O'Brien and others on the tackle.
And they're certainly not rushing.
Nope.
Yeah, they're doing the smart thing right here, sitting on the 7-point lead.
A gain of 5 on
and
the
Tom,
play.
something to think about too. You can continue to move the ball with the run. And you also got a kicker as you get deeper down there. You know, you get a kick, a field goal out there and make it a 2-possession game with little on the clock. That's as big of a win. We're going to be two double tight ends set down low. 2 receivers up top. Martucci in the backfield. They're going to send Tool in motion. Holland going to hand off to Martucci. Martucci's got a head of steam, and he gets downhill for the first down. Huge.
Another 2.5.
Yep. It looks like a clock stop as they get the chain set up.
For another Wolverine.
And now the clock starts to tick again inside 6 minutes.
Well, they're going to look back on that 3rd and 30 pass as one of the signature plays of this game.
My gosh. That's going to be a clip, Tom. That will 100% be a WW Calls clip.
1st and 10 Wolverines from the Ashland 20-yard line.
1st and 10 on the 20. Hand off to Martucci. He's tackled in the backfield. Nice play there by number 24.
Brought down by Malachi Lambert.
Malachi Lambert able to blitz the gap and get in the backfield, make a nice play. Looks like Martucci was able to get at least 1 yard there. So
1 on the play. It is 2nd and 9 at the Ashland.
Now
19.
approaching 5 minutes left in the game. 2nd down and 9 for the Wolverines. We're going to have 2 receivers up top, 2 tight ends down low. Martucci set behind Holland in shotgun. Going to send Tool in motion. Hand off to Martucci. He gets another tough gain of about 4.
Tackled by Gavin
Just going to make it around 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. 4 minutes, 30 seconds.
4 on the play.
As the clock continues to tick.
At the Ashland 15-yard line.
A big play here. The Wolverines getting a play call from head coach Brad Pindell. You got Jessup down low, Tool down low. Tight ends up top. And Holland looking right side. He was looking for Donegan, hit the back of an Ashland player and incomplete.
Incomplete.
It's going to bring up a 4th down.
It will be 4th down.
See what the Wolverines do. So what we saw earlier, Tom, is if they go for a field goal and they missed, it's going to bring the ball down to the 20. So is it worth doing that where it's a 2-possession or 2? Ashland would have to score a touchdown and a field goal to tie Westwood if they were to do that. But they're going to, looks like, go for it here. They've been doing it all year. So 3 up top, 1 down low. Jessup on an island down low. Martucci set off left. 4th down and 5. Holland. He's going to look for the middle. No one there. Intercepted by Ozolumbik. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds. So intercepted by Ozolumbik.
By Kevin Ozolumba.
And Ashland's going to have the ball on the 15.
No matter how it played out, probably the right call because Lachlan Hayes has looked good. He's young. He's a sophomore. Pretty high pressure kick at that point. Probably would have been a 32-yarder in that situation. Would have been a momentum changer in that regard had he missed. You know, I get you want to play to your strengths. And your strengths are the senior players who've been on the field, particularly on senior night. So
apologies. I said it's Ozolumba. Ozolumba, not Ozolumbik. So Ozolumba with a big interception for Ashland. Ashland's going to have the ball starting out on right around their 13-yard line. 1st and 10. It's going to be pitched to Amaral. Amaral, no room to go. Stopped by the Wolverines at the line of scrimmage. And that's going to allow more clock to tick is these defensive stops. Forcing some timeouts. McDonald, again, we've called his name a few times.
Yeah, he stepped up here.
And we've typically called his name, Tom, on sacks, on passing plays. All the way around now. Doing it on the runs, getting tackles done in the backfield.
Yeah, we hadn't heard much from Keelan up until the end of the third quarter, but he picked the right time to come alive.
Undersized kid, but he's got the heart of a lion. So 2nd down, 8. They're going to throw a pass, and it's incomplete. Is it behind the line of scrimmage? No, they're going to say incomplete.
Incomplete.
So that's going to stop the clock at 3 minutes.
Intended for
It's going to create a 3rd down and 8. So now, because of Westwood doing a good job stopping the run and also up against the clock, you're forcing some of these throws by Ashland.
3rd down.
Not something that they're is comfortable with as their run game.
Yeah, the Wolverines have done a fantastic job here in the second half.
The adjustments.
Adjusting to a very difficult offense to defend.
Yep. The Wolverine sideline looking to get the fans up on their feet. 3rd down, 8. Ball on the 15. Quarterback looking near side for a pass. He connects with the receiver. Tackled immediately.
O'Brien's pass complete.
Tackled by number 2 for the Wolverines, Damani Cole.
So you got to go. It's 4th and 4. The
down.
Clock's ticking. We're inside 2:40 at this point.
Biggest play of the game so far. 4th down and 4. 2 minutes, 35 seconds on the clock and ticking. Forcing Ashland to start throwing. We're going to see a pass rush here, which is one of Westwood's strengths, getting in the backfield, getting to the quarterback. Keelan McDonald set up on the near side left end. And the quarterback's looking to go the other side. McDonald chasing him down. Throw intercepted! Incomplete. It was initially in the hands of Donegan, but nonetheless turnover on downs. Westwood ball on the 20-yard line with 2 minutes, 11 seconds left to go.
Westwood ball.
All right, they're giving him the interception.
They're giving, all right.
So the pressure by McDonald.
Yep.
The interception by Donegan. 2 guys who we've seen do it time and time again throughout the year. So now you got 2:11 on the clock, and Ashland's going to have to start using their 3 timeouts.
Yep. And they're going to have to make some stops. And we're going to see a heavy dose of number 21.
1st and 10 Wolverines at the Ashland 31-yard line.
Wolverines coming onto the field. The ball on the 31 after the interception by Drew Donegan. And they're going to have somewhat of their jumbo offense set up. You got Donegan as a fullback. Ashland able to get in the backfield, but Martucci able to scamper for 4 tough yards, which is going to allow that clock to continue to tick. And we got a timeout, it looks like, called on the field, or yes, stops the clock with 2 minutes, 5 seconds left. So I'm not sure how many timeouts are left. So 2 timeouts left for Ashland.
Timeout.
So it's going to bring up a 2nd and about 6.
Fans, Westwood says an equally big thank you to 3 generous businesses who stepped up to our gold level this year. Westwood Football thanks our 3 gold sponsors. Westwood Living Magazine.
So Tom, I'd be remiss not to say,
for me, everyone should read it.
Our 3rd and final home game of the year. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you. This has been so much fun. We've seen some great games, some great memories. Very thankful to have been able to do these games with you all season.
This is great, and I give my thanks not only to you, but also to Evan and to Melinda and to Charlotte and to Marie, the whole team at WMC. Elliot and Isaac working the cameras for us tonight. Just a great opportunity for these kids to learn and for us to be able to bring some good entertainment back to our residents and our neighbors.
2nd down and 7, handoff to Martucci.
Dante Martucci carried.
He looks to gain about 2.
And what I've loved, Morgan, is that, like in anything else, you want to get better every time you do it.
Yes.
And I feel that all of us have, right? The more you do it, the better you get.
Yep.
And, it helps to have a bit more familiarity with the players.
Yes.
And that's great.
It was a good challenge. We've done literally every sport. Every sport has different terminologies, different ways of saying things. So embrace the challenge, folks. the worst thing that can happen is not trying. So give it a try. You're going to get better if you try it and try it and try it. And at the end of the day, you're going to have fun doing it as well.
Other note at the
Listen,
tail end of
Morgan
the
came
game,
out and called a volleyball match. The Norwood game senior night. And here's a guy, I've never called a volleyball match, he says. He has so many amazing play-by-play calls, and then he puts them on the WW Calls Instagram account. And what did you tell me? You got more than 5,000 views of that clip?
5,134 views.
That's crazy.
It was all the girls. It made it easy for me, just painting the picture. So 3rd down and 7. There's some contact, but it looked like it was Westwood who was offside. So
there's a flag.
It's going to bring the ball back 5. Brings the ball back 5, and it's going to make it about 3rd and 11.
Westwood is a 5-yard penalty.
We'll see what the Wolverines go with
3rd
here.
down and 11.
Need one more first down here.
I think you got to go. I think you got to put the ball in the air. Go for the first down. It might be 2-down territory as well. We'll see.
I hear the dads to my left calling for the screen.
Yes, they did it earlier. I've seen it. They had about a 60-yard game, the Nord game, and about a 70-yard game last week in Dedham. Oh, great block by Martucci. We got a wide open Warren! Touchdown! And that ought to seal it. With 1 minute 53 seconds left in the game, Warren was wide open. But you got to give credit Martucci. What a block. They had a blitzing linebacker. He picked it up. And he ate it, allowed Holland an extra second to throw a perfect ball to Warren for the touchdown.
And that's exactly what he needed. All he needed was a second, and it was a fantastic pass. But when they watch that film, all anyone's going to talk about is that block.
Yeah, unbelievable. Does it all. Runs, catches, blocks. And a big extra point here. Hayes, 4 for 4. All night.
Successful.
Unbelievable.
Westwood 28.
Shout out Lachlan Hayes. You've been terrific.
Ashland 14.
This whole team's been terrific. They fall in a 14-0 hole against an offense that's crazy. They figure out how to stop it. Meanwhile, they rattle off 28 unanswered points. This has been a very impressive showing on a senior night that's been filled with energy. Everybody who coordinated this night deserves a ton of credit. I give a lot of credit to the students who showed up here. Listen, you mentioned it. We only had 3 home games. And that we knew coming into the season was going to be a bit of a disadvantage. But everybody associated with the whole program here has made the most out of these 3 home games. And the Wolverines remain undefeated at home this year. So if only they could have a playoff game at home. Unlikely.
We might have to go on the road.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'll pick you up. I'll drive the bus. So the Wolverines going to kick off. Minute 53 left here in the game. It's going to be a low kick, advancing nicely into Ashland territory, picked up by the Ashland returner. He's looking for a window, able to find a bit of a one, but host of tacklers able to take him down, including the kicker, Warren. So Warren with the tackle right after the touchdown. And the Wolverines are fired up. They're going to have to force Ashland to pass, and Ashland hasn't been comfortable with it. So
tackle made at the
now the
32-yard
Wolverines,
line.
Really dictating
1st and 10 Ashland.
the pace of play and also the style of play.
So one thing we didn't talk about is why are we playing tonight, right? So tomorrow's Diwali, and so didn't want to play the game on Diwali Friday night. So Brad didn't want to possibly enter the playoffs on a short week, so he had to make the choice: do you play Saturday or do you play Thursday? And he chose Thursday, and that's the reasoning.
So you got number 3 at quarterback, more of the thrower, sacked by Rosa. Ball, scoop and score by Vinci. Mario Vinci off the sack by Rosa.
Touchdown, Wolverine!
To cap it off on senior night, Mario Vinci, the captain. Brother Joe watching at Notre Dame, proud of younger brother.
Officials timeout, injury timeout.
And we got an injury on the field. Hope the player's all right. It looks like it's a Westwood player. I think it might be Rosa who made the play. head coach Brad Pindell out there, as well as head trainer Paul Lilla. Paul Lilla been doing this 24th year. You see player up on his feet. It looks like it is Ben Rosa. So
Ben Rosa's had such a fantastic season and has taken advantage of every opportunity he's been given.
Terrific leader. He's averaged about 9-10 tackles a game, and he's also the starting tackle. Tough kid, and he is Westwood football through and through.
I've got a lot to say about Mario after this PAT.
Lachlan Hayes is into
Lachlan Hayes, a busy man tonight, looking to go 5 for 5. And the kick is good.
Great hold by Jack Holland right there. That was
35.
phenomenal. That is not easy to do. They kept that in tempo. Can I talk about Mario Vinci? All right. So we were here for the Bellingham game.
Yes.
And he probably got robbed of a touchdown.
Yes,
right? So there was.
Give you the winning names in the season-long gridiron raffle.
Hold on, a moment of drama here.
It's a big raffle.
How you doing? Great night. All right, the third winner for $250 is Makita Saffron. The second is Chase Warren. And the third is Smart Kamal Rata Nabibu. For $500. Say congratulations to your winners. Thank you.
Oh, that's not an easy name to pronounce. We're used to that one, though. Kamal Ratana Piboon. Yeah, we are down there. But listen, all right, back to Bellingham, back to Mario Vinci. So he blocked the punt, he recovered it, he spun towards the goal line, he probably scored. He wasn't given the touchdown that night. Talk about a kid who deserved to get the ball into the end zone. Mario Vinci absolutely did, and it's great poetic justice that Ben Rosa makes the tackle, forces the turnover, and it's Mario Vinci who picks it up and finishes it off by scoring 6.
Two seniors getting it done, who've been getting it done all year long, and absolutely poetic. Hope Ben Rosa is okay. He was able to walk off on his own. But what a game. What adjustments by the Wolverines. Got to give a shout out to defensive coordinator for the Wolverines, able to get some good adjustments out there. They brought more physicality into the box, and they basically said, if you're going to beat us, you got to start throwing. And then when they did start throwing, they had the cornerbacks and the safeties ready to make some plays. Donegan making a big interception where Westwood then went down and scored the touchdown to go up 14, and then a big sack that turned into a scoop and score for the Wolverines to go up 35-14. 1 minute, 38 seconds left in the game. Ashland going for a run. It was a toss play. Not much gain on that. Looked like about 4 yards.
Westwood just took the will out of Ashland tonight.
Big time.
You know, and I don't know if there's one specific play that did that, but it was a series of big plays throughout the night, from the kickoff return to the 3rd and 30 that went for 28 yards to the catch by Donegan on 4th down. All of that was so critical. And the defense being able to figure it out, make the proper adjustments, and stop this Ashland offense cold in its feet after the early second quarter.
It's going to be a toss play to the wing. He's looking to get up the middle, and he's getting some positive yardage, taken down inside or just outside the 35. Call it the 36. Another factor, Tom, is not only just the playoff implications on the line in this game. Westwood walked away with a tough loss last year to Ashland. It was something that they talked about on the podcast, being a game they thought that got away. So they had a little extra motivation coming into this game with a sour taste from how the game went last year.
1st and 10, Ashland from their own 34.
Inside 33 seconds. This most likely will be the last play of the game. A toss. And tackled, brought down at the 38. So 20 seconds left in the game, unless there's another snap, which I doubt.
By Rose and Zacharopoulos.
More substitutions are being made. So it looks like they are going to try and snap one more. 3 seconds, 2, 1. Last snap of the game. Tackled by the Wolverines, and what a win for Westwood. They were down 14, and they scored 35 unanswered.
And the Wolverines win. Final score, Westwood 35, Ashland 14.
They were able to score 35 unanswered points. Just true grit by your Wolverines, great adjustments. And we are now joined here on camera, folks. Amazing game, Tom. What were the things that stuck out for you, that really put Westwood's...
Come on by.
We got a couple things going on here.
Listen, this was a great home season. Only 3 games that we had with the Wolverines here at home, but they really made the most of it. And from here, they're in the playoffs. We don't know who they're going to play, but the brackets will come out on the 3rd.
Yep.
So stay tuned. Go to MIAA.net and they'll unveil those brackets for all of us. They'll most likely be on the road next week. But this team can win. If this team can figure out how to stop the run, they have the offensive firepower. They have the ability to pass rush. And if they can figure that out where they can stop the run, and they did tonight against a very tricky offense, give them a ton of credit. I'm looking forward to seeing what this team can do in the postseason. I'm also looking forward to Holliston hopefully beating Norwood and then setting the stage for Westwood to face Holliston head-to-head for a chance to at least split the title.
100%. It was great to see the adjustments made versus a very difficult offense to stop, and then just the resilience. And to just get one touchdown at a time, then a big stop, then to take advantage of it, big turnovers. We saw the interception by Donegan, scoop and score. Haven't seen a scoop and score all year. It was a perfect time to do it. But to do this on senior night, we had so many exceptional seniors. We've been calling their name all year long. This is a perfect way to celebrate their contributions to the program, a program that has made the playoffs the last 3 years, counting this season as well. But like you said, I can't wait for the playoffs. If I'm a home team, that's not a team I want to play, the Westwood Wolverines. They got a chip on their shoulder.
They're going to spread you out defensively. They got a quarterback with a ton of confidence, with a lot of different weapons who can hit you deep, can hit you mid-range.
Yep.
They can hit you with a running back who's a bowling ball. It's a team I wouldn't want to face either. I mean, in all honesty, I would not want to face the Wolverines moving forward here these next couple of weeks.
So as Tom mentioned, most likely we'll see seedings on the 3rd. You can find them on MIAA.net. But we will see also before then most likely what the final power rankings are to kind of see where they might match up from power rankings positions, which would most likely be the seeding. So an excellent game. For all of you that has been tuned in at home, thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun all season. It's been an absolute blast to call these games with you, Tom.
Awesome. This is fantastic. Everyone associated with this, from Isaac.
Yes. Elliot.
To Evan, who's right below this camera
Michael
right
McGrail,
here.
Maeve, Curtin.
I truly believe not just WMC, who's done a great job this year, not only with football, but so many sports, but specifically the Gridiron Club.
Yeah.
Things went up a notch this year.
Yeah.
Things went up a notch across the board, and this team deserved it. So this team is now 6-2 as the regular season comes to a close, and it's going to be fun watching the next couple of weeks. Great job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, always a pleasure. Folks, we will keep you in the loop with the comings and goings of what's next for Westwood football. Maybe we go out on the road and be a part of the Road Warriors. But nonetheless, we are so thankful for your viewership, your support in covering and watching these Westwood Wolverines. And thank you again for watching. Appreciate it all, and we're looking forward to seeing you all in the next one.